2681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Let we go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. OTB, Friday, June 2nd, 2023. Month of June rolling right along, and Jake is back. Back from the SEC meetings in Destin. Mario is still enjoying himself down in Miami, but we do have Taylor and Casey here hanging out with you this morning. Mario did text us and apologize for the Bucky slander, by the way. He ended up going, he recognized that he was way off on his takes, and he sent us pictures of, I mean, of course he does. I mean, the way that Mario loves food, like Bucky's is exactly what he's looking for. But whatever, bearing the lead here. Jake, what's up, man? How we feeling? Welcome back.
Feeling great. Glad to be back. Enjoyed Destin, but certainly missed my OTB crew here. So a lot of good intel there in Destin. Had a chance to catch up with a lot of people that you don't get to see very often, so that's always fun. But it was a great week. It was a week in which a lot of things were going on, not just scheduling, as I told y'all yesterday. But I told Taylor, though, like he asked me how it was. It was fantastic. Had a lot of fun, but I could have been in the middle of Iowa. Like, we didn't get to see the beach.
Yeah.
But the beach I know was there somewhere, but still a great week.
How was, so you got to talk, how many coaches did you end up interviewing?
So I know we had 32 total interviews. I think that's the number, but that includes football coaches, basketball coaches, athletic directors as well. But, we had a chance to get all the heavy hitters. We got BK, we got Coach Saban, we got Kirby Smart. So it was certainly something where there's all these people around and you want to be respectful to everybody, but it's like everyone was trying to get like a couple of people. And so, the fact that we were able to get in there and get some of those people was it was very enjoyable. And again, I've told you this so many times, T, but this event, even with all the things that they had on the agenda, it's the most relaxed that you'll see any of these people.
Yeah,
and
for
so,
sure.
It's a good setting to be able to sit down, talk with them, chat it up, have them in a good mood. Because even at media days, you've got like 10 to 12 minutes, and the person's always looking at you like, cut, get out of there. Like, you're taking too long.
Media days, bro. It's right before the season. They know they're gonna have to answer a bunch of questions they don't want to. Media days, they are not in a good mood. Media days are on. They're in professional, just keep it tight mode. You might actually see them like drinking a beer or something in Destin. So that's cool. So who are the top 3 interviews?
BK was really good. I think y'all played that one.
Yeah, we did.
We had Coach Saban. Kirby was great, though. I mean, Kirby was – and look, he's a back-to-back national champ.
Yeah, the most relaxed.
Has a chance to win a third. So he was really good. But if you're asking me, Stoops was good. Dennis Gates, the Missouri head basketball coach, I could have talked to him for 45 minutes.
Okay, see, that's what I want to know. That's what I'm saying. Like, who are the top 3, like, most enjoyable?
Yeah.
Not just good, but who jumps out?
Kelly Harper, women's basketball coach, Tennessee.
Okay.
Fantastic. I love my boy Eli Drinkwitz. He always has a fiery interview for sure. He was good. Oklahoma's athletic director was really good. But if you're asking,
Drink was a little fired up at Delhi.
He was
for the tweet.
He was, and there was no there's this writer. He said Dellinger. he said Delhi. He used a couple of different names, but I guess Gosh, I mean, Dennis Gates might have been a star of the show.
Okay. Missouri head basketball.
Yeah, and they had a hell of a year, too.
So who are the 3 worst? And this is not like, I don't feel like this is like actually like Like, you can say this. Like, this is not like there's what you can handle this
okay.
with kids'
No.
gloves. It doesn't
No.
mean you suck. Like,
No, it's okay. It's fine. That's a room that has a lot of people that are really good at talking.
yes, exactly. You rarely rise to those jobs unless you are very good at talking.
Zach Arnett will get better.
Oh,
He'll get better.
Dude, we're gonna have to tell Ribs. We're gonna have to break the news.
He'll get better. Look, he's a young guy. He played linebacker. You can tell he played linebacker. Still in great shape, by the way. I saw him down there at the gym. He was getting after it.
Really?
Yeah. But
What was he doing?
like pull-ups,
Curls?
like
Oh,
actual
pull-ups. Oh.
like
He's a CrossFit boy, probably.
going all the way down pull-ups. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
Wasn't
chill out,
short
Zach.
arming. Yeah.
But he just not. Which who texted us? Was that Mario in the group that pointed that out? That like he also mentioned that it was you, Taylor, that pointed that out.
Yes, Taylor
Well, go ahead and
pointed
make
out,
your
yeah.
point then. I don't want to make it for you because you remember all the names.
No, yeah. If you remember, before LSU hired Durante Jones, they interviewed Zach Arnett, and everybody was excited. He was at San Diego State. He was like the new hot name, and the word was he didn't interview well, so LSU passed on him.
I do remember that. And then also, I think it was Mario who made the point that when you look at like Missoula, Arnett, and then there was one other. There was 3 coaches that had to take over due to unexpected change, and that they're all maybe not the best with the media just yet. So that kind of makes sense, right? You're thrust into a position that you weren't quite ready for or expected to get, so maybe you haven't developed some of the skills that get you there in the first place yet.
Yeah, I want to make sure I don't leave anybody out. Bruce Pearl was fantastic. He held court there for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, holding court seems like exactly what Bruce Pearl does. He has a I mean, he could put him in the Italian restaurant in the corner of the room and just watch everybody go and kiss the ring, basically.
He was really, really good, engaged, answered every question, looked you in the eye the entire time when he was talking.
How tan was he?
Very.
God, so he just stays tan year round.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was just a basketball season thing because he's got to be on TV all the time.
No, looked
That's
great.
a tan boy.
Looked great.
I mean, do you think is it a spray tan or is it a real tan?
No, it's real.
I'm worried about that.
He's got like watch lines. You know what I mean?
That can't be good for his skin, though.
You only get one.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's a lot of UV rays to take in. I don't know, man.
Yeah, probably so. I'll tell you this before we kind of move on from the sitting down with the coaches. The one that I was still like, man, this is pretty cool was Jerry Stackhouse.
Oh, you got to interview Jerry Stackhouse?
Yeah.
Oh, because he's
Vanderbilt.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, I'm sitting there thinking, like, dude, I had your North Carolina jersey at Ridgewood Middle School in Shreveport that somebody tried to steal one time.
Was he number 42 with the Pistons? Yeah.
He's 42 in college, too.
Okay. Yeah, hell yeah, man.
The reverse jam that you did against Duke, but I didn't. I held it together, I think.
That sounds like it was a lot of fun, man. That's no Coach Mulkey there, though, this year, right? Think she was out recruiting or something?
God, what BK tells. She had like an eye issue is what BK, I think, told us in our interview. I think he said it.
Oh, he did. He did. That's where I heard it. That's where I heard it. He did say something like that.
So we didn't
he said like health issue, which I was like, huh?
Yeah,
But
it was like an eye,
yeah.
like an eye surgery or something like that. Something.
Nah,
very
dude,
minor,
look,
I think.
Coach she ain't got to show up, man. She got the nanny. BK, get your ass down there, okay? You got to get your ass down there until you get one as well.
You know who was we called our guy Matt McMahon. So he had just ran like 4.5 miles, and where we were set up, like at the bottom level, when you come back into the hotel, if you go to that door, like we're right there, and he sees me and he comes up and he's saying hello, and we're talking or whatever, and you know Hugh, our producer, he's like, "Hey, you want to sit down, Coach?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll sit down." My man, I felt so. He just ran 4.5 miles.
Yeah.
My man, he was like still sweating from the run.
Yeah, but that's probably like just an incredible time doing an interview because the endorphins are pumping in you so
he was
much
great.
and you feel great.
He was great. I just felt bad.
You got to feel like so confident. So
right off of a run.
He seems like a very in shape person.
Yeah. Every morning we were there, he came in the same door after running like 4 miles.
Hey, you got to keep your head on straight somehow when you're dealing with what he's been dealing with. So any other takeaways before we dive into some baseball talk? We have Ben McDonald coming up at 7:30 today. We'll preview today's matchup with Tulane and just kind of look at some of the other regional aspects. Maybe talk a little finals today as the Nuggets are damn good. Hour number 2, we're going to play an interview that Jake did with Greg Sankey. We'll do a different version of a game that I played on snaps yesterday, which, it's June 2nd. It's June 2nd. Football starts at the end of August. We are less than 100 days away, and I was thinking about this, Jake, and ESPN and Heather Dinich and everybody, the whole college football team at ESPN put up a really fun kind of mega preview article. But when I was reading it, I was struck with a very familiar feeling, like the one when you were a little kid and it's maybe like October or something, and you get like the FAO Schwartz catalog or like the Toys R Us catalog, and you're allowed to go through there with a Sharpie and just kind of circle what you're interested in. So we did that, except the toy catalog is the first couple weeks of the college football season. And as you're going to see, even within weeks 0, 1, and 2, there is a lot of good football that we are going to be privy to. So we'll do some of that, and then we got Ribs coming in hour 3 to just hang out, drink champagne, have fun. We'll break the news on Zach Arnett Tour. So it's going to be a good show. YouTube.com/1045ESPN. Anything else on SC Media Days? And we could talk 8 games. I'm a little angry and over it at this point.
Yeah. I think I told y'all this yesterday, but it was surprising how that was a thing, but it wasn't the only thing. Like whenever we did talk with some coaches, maybe on the side, they're like, yeah, that's the thing, but also boom, 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 that we have to hit. That we got to make sure that we get a better idea. Now, I don't know if anything else got voted on. I'm sure it did, but that was the main thing that we all talked about. Yeah. But once you got there, you realize it's on the agenda. It's up towards the front, but it's not the only one up towards the front.
Well, because I think everybody, it now appears, I had it read wrong. I thought Sankey was applying public pressure, saying that 8 games looked like where everybody was leaning, by leaking that essentially to Delhi. But I think it was actually just just pre-treating the waters so that everybody knew what was coming, right? Like, that's what it ended up actually being. And it kind of worked because by now, like, the official confirmation came through yesterday, and I'm like, whatever, dude. Okay, y'all, this is stupid, but whatever. Like,
it does feel like it's not going to be for long, like I was saying. It doesn't feel like it's going to be for 10 years. It feels like it's going to be maybe for a year, maybe for 2 years, and then you come up with a better solution. Like I said, you do have these games on the books that you might have to have buyouts. Now, you're not going to buy out the big ones, but you'd have to buy out other games. And so it's when ESPN comes to the table,
that's what it is.
We'll pay for that other game. Then they'll go to a 9-game schedule.
That's what I was going to say. And I think that's why it was the pre-treating of the water, because they knew ultimately none of this was going to happen if ESPN didn't reopen the negotiations. And ESPN feels very clear right now that they do not want to reopen negotiations. So whatever. Hopefully they get it fixed after 2024, but it does mean that the full 2024 gene of college football will not have all the changes in quite yet. All right, when we get back, let's talk a little baseball. It's tournament day, boys. Got the jersey on, feeling excited. 2 p.m. first pitch this afternoon against Tulane. Let's go, Tigers. We'll start to break it down next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Jake, I think later today, we're going to go check out a Sequoia. Very excited, man. Very, very excited. Time to upgrade for, now that we got the 3rd kid. Need a little more room. The Camry's been great leasing for the last 3 years, but that lease is now at an end. What's crazy about that, though, first off, I never would have thought I'd end up in a Camry. I never would have thought that I was going to lease. But I didn't expect to have a second car out of nowhere, right? And then it just, life happened. I was kind of like, okay, I have a number. What can I get? And they found me the perfect answer. And now I'm ready to get a new perfect answer over there at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
I would like to go check out the Sequoias as well. But you know what? Right now, when I go down to Destin, I had the Highlander, which was perfect to get on the road. It's a great vehicle for any drive that you have. And if you want to rent that vehicle, if you want to rent a 4Runner, if you want to rent Sequoia, Sienna, whatever it is, go check out those per-day rental prices. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come home, live Baton
Rouge. It's Musso. Join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We're following the LSU Tulane game live and reacting to it when it ends, plus the latest from the SEC meetings as they wrap up in Destin. It's Friday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Ooh, Survive 623 said he saw the new Spider-Verse movie last night. I would have loved to, but I was out at Red Six Spice Company doing a little cooking class. Very fun. We talk about it a bit in hour 3. Great thing to do as a couple, though. If you're ever looking for a fun date night, yeah. Very fun. I hope to see Spider-Verse sometime this weekend, maybe. I'm going to have to go see that Little Mermaid first. Yeah, date night. No, it's been a while for us.
Yeah, I
been
know
a while.
what that is.
That's what I'm saying. It was really fun to get away. All right. What's up?
Little Mermaid? Live action?
Yeah.
What's the rating look like?
The ratings, so I read part of this yesterday. The reviews, I don't think are doing very well. So I think it's a weird situation where, imagine this. It's become politicized in our current culture war climate, which again, Jake, while you were out, they even came for domestic beer. I mentioned it a couple times this week, how annoying it is that, like, you know, now I order a cold Coors Light and I have somebody like saddle up to me like, yeah, screw. I'm like, no, guys, I just like Coors Light. Okay, just like relax, right? Well, Little Mermaid, I think, from the reviews, is a bad movie, but then because they made Ariel black, like, some people are freaking out about that, and so they're review bombing the movie, which is then causing the rubber band effect. It's so you can't even. It's just
sorry
madness.
I asked.
It's just madness, and you can't even you can't separate what are the legitimate reviews from not. I do know this. I have not liked a single Disney live action movie.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Any of the animes that remade live action, I don't think have been particularly good. But now If I see this movie and I think that it sucks and I say that it sucks, then it's the same thing with the Coors Light. I'm going to be cast into some conversation that I have no desire to be a part of, dude. I just want to drink a Coke Icy and eat a medium popcorn with a lot of butter on it, okay? That's it. Just escape for a couple of hours. What I really want to do, though, today is escape for a couple of hours this afternoon and watch LSU Tulane, man. Which, before we get into the regional, congrats. We mentioned yesterday Paul Skeens being named National Player of the Year by the Collegiate Baseball newspaper. Dylan Cruz, Tommy White, and Skeens were also named first-team All-Americans. Jake, do you know, because I feel like there's not enough talk about this, but to me it seems absurd, is Cruz's streak of having reached base 62 games in a row, is that an NCAA record? Or no, right? Because, I guess people would have been talking about it, but I don't see anything like it. I've just never, it boggles my mind. Literally this entire season in 4 games in last year, the last 4 games, he has reached base every single time. Just kind of blows the mind.
That's a good thing about it, what his play discipline is, even though he's not been the Dylan Cruz that we've known over the last couple of years, still is going to find a way to reach base some way, somehow.
So I think the Cruz conversation is weird. Me and Musso talked about it a bit on Scone and Tea this Wednesday. Matt was out, and so me and him did it together. And
I think I actually found my way on 3 minutes of him complaining about robot umpires, and I was like, okay, I'm good.
Well, Moose's point is that the SEC started
grading. Yeah, I heard
against
the
K-zone, which I do agree.
He's like, don't get me started, and then started.
But why don't we just? Whatever. Just stick with humans. Don't grade them. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, what were we just talking about? Oh yeah. So, but the Dylan Cruz conversation is interesting because he, even in his slump, he still is doing well, right? He still has a 6-game hitting streak. He's still batting well over 300. It's a weird thing where he only feels like he's playing worse because he's no longer playing at a God level, at an above mortal level. But he's still playing very well for any player, but also he's not playing as good as he has this year. There were times this year, Jake, when he walked into the box and the pitcher knew he was dead. The pitcher did not have a chance. No matter what they were going to do, you could remember we were talking to Chipper Jones about it.
Yeah.
And a little bit of that is eroded. So it's the reason why you're catching the hesitancy in my voice is because you mention that, and then you get shouted down with are you an idiot? He's on a 6-game hitting streak. He's doing all that. And I get it. And I'm not saying if this is where Dylan Cruz is going to be, great. It's still a great player for the postseason. But if he could reattain that kind of God mode zone that he was in, well, then all of a sudden you were talking about being a markedly better team. And if he had remained in that zone, you probably get 1 to 2 more dubs down the stretch that, maybe could have made some differences.
Look, you set your standard. His is incredibly high.
Yeah.
It is scraping up against the ceiling. That's what his standard is. And so you're being kind of graded. We're talking about what you've always done. And again, he can still be a great player because he is a great player. But still, you've expected so much from him because he's delivered so many times. And so that's what the conversation is. And this is the first time we've seen him look as close to human as he's ever looked, really, because, some of the bases loaded situations, some of the balls and strikes, not pulling the trigger, all of those things. But you also know that he is still finding a way to help his team win some of these games.
Yeah.
Now you want to see, with an extended break, okay, can he go in there? Can he clear his mind? Can he get back to the guy? Can he start pulling the trigger when we've seen him do it before? His plate discipline's incredible. But, you got to go out there and you're going to be expected when the bases are loaded to deliver 2 RBIs almost every single time. So he's one of the guys that I'm looking forward to seeing how that kind of reset. Some of the other pitchers on this team as well, okay, what have you seen in the last week since the last time you've seen LSU plays. So the rest could be a very, very good thing for this team.
Yeah, I mean, look, and I feel better coming out of the SC tournament, certainly, about the pitch. You mean Hurd, Ackenhausen, Cooper, all with really strong outings recently. You still got Guidry and Herring in the mix as well. Javen Coleman. So, I feel okay about that portion, at least the form that they were in last week. But as you said, Dylan Cruz is awesome, man. Obviously, congrats to him. First-team All-American, 1,000 fielding percentage on the year, too.
But for LSU to get to Omaha,
I
think we can all say he's got to be Dylan Cruz.
Yeah, just like Paul Skeens has to be Paul Skeens, Tommy White has to be Tommy White. And let's once again give thanks to the Church of Skeens. As you have the player number 1 in the country in strikeouts at 167. He averaged 16.6 Ks per 9 pitched, which means, Jake, we did it yesterday. If he were to maintain this average and LSU were to make the CWS final, he would pitch 4 more times this weekend, next weekend, maybe twice in Omaha, right? He could break Big McDonald's record, which is pretty wild to think about him even having the potential to do that in the modern era. Has been to that record, I believe, back in 1989. Skeen's incredible. And then shout out Tommy White, dude. I didn't realize Tommy White now up to 91 ribbies on the year. Here's to hoping that during this postseason, he can break that century mark. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it just seems like something that, and obviously, we could go back and check out all the people that have done something like that. But in today's college baseball, to even approach triple digits when you come to RBIs, he's a player that probably got lost in the Paul Skeens, Dylan Cruz conversation. I think every LSU fan realizes who he is, appreciates him, and national writers do as well. Any other year, he's the lead story.
Yeah.
Now he's 1B now. Let's not make any bones about it. He's still 1C. Maybe 1C. But the year that he's having, right now, he might be the most feared LSU hitter.
I agree.
When you look at what he's able to do to all corners of the field. So Tommy White, he has been everything. When you come in as advertised as he is, you wonder, man, that's a lot. It's a lot of weight on your back coming from what you did as a young player at NC State. But now he's lived up to it and exceeded probably the expectation that we thought he would come in here with.
Yeah, and look, the reason why I bring this all up is because this could be the final weekend in which you see this team, right? This is what it all comes down to. Everything you have done up to this point was only to host in Baton Rouge, and now your fate will ultimately be decided. We talked about I really like the draw for LSU here. Tulane's a nice story, but they're not good. Oregon State has devastating injuries, losing 2 of their starters right before the postseason. Sam Houston's the interesting kind of wild card in all of this. Jake, I want to give you time to give your perspective on the regional because we've kind of been talking about on and off all week. But we got Ben McDonald coming up at 7:30. So why don't we go ahead and we'll get in touch with Ben. And then after Ben, Jake gives a breakdown in hour 1, and then we'll roll right into hour 2. We got Greg Sankey and others coming up. So keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Turn my music high, 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 yeah.
You don't know what you're doing.
Sure I do. I'm from the streets where the hood can swallow on me. Bullets will follow on me. There's so much that you could run the slalom. And cops comb this top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. With personalities clashing, chrome meets chrome. Prices up and down like this Wall Street.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on all new 22 Ford F-150 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Ingredients found in plants like lemongrass and geraniol, and scientifically engineer them into effective bug-fighting formulas, safe for use as directed around people, pets, and throughout the home. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
After further review with Matt Moscona, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Brandon Hawley here. Pick your color, pick your siding. ReliefWindows.com.
Cut through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Coming up on Friday's OTB, the boys are back in town. Jake Hester returns from Destin. We'll get all the inside info. Plus, can LSU make it to Omaha? An hour of champagne shenanigans. Off the bench, 7 to 10 a.m., 104.5 ESPN.
I'm sorry I'm bad. I'm sorry I'm Bill. I'm sorry about all the things I said to you. And I know I can't take it back. I love how you kiss. I love all your sounds. And baby, the way you make my world go round.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
I've never even heard of Buck Cherry. Is my mic on or off? It's on? Why can't I hear? That's weird. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. No, I've never heard the words Buck Cherry used together.
See, I thought you would appreciate, because we talk about Creed a lot.
Yeah,
we kind of have some snickers about it.
Yes,
I thought like you would be excited to hear that for the first time in 15 years. We'll get you there.
You knew Taylor was hyped up.
Yeah.
I'm hyped up because we have the legend Ben McDonald joining us right now. I bug him all the time to come talk college baseball with us. And he always comes through. Ben, what's going on, man? Are you in town right now?
I'm in town, man. I get to sleep in my own bed. I get to call a regional in Baton Rouge. We hadn't had a regional in Baton Rouge since 2019.
Yep.
LSU hadn't been a top 8 national seed since 2017. So, man, I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. 2 cups of coffee. Can't wait for 2 o'clock for first game today. I'll be ready to roll. There'll be some long days, man, but I'm looking forward to it.
Hell yeah, Ben. I'm fired up as well.
Hey, what kind of cherries were y'all talking about? I heard something about some cherries or something.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about
okay, so I feel bad. I'm just out of loop here. Buck Cherry. I guess it's a band.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Only cherry I know is like Luxardo cherries, and that's the ones that go in my bourbon drink every night. Luxardo cherry.
I think my favorite cherry, Shirley Temple cherry. Ooh, I used to love a good Shirley Temple cherry when I was a kid, dude.
Banana split cherry is also up
it's
there.
a great cherry.
Yeah.
Nope, not going to say those jokes. Ben, look, so like you said. So I want to start with what you just mentioned, because hosting a regional for the first time since 2019, that's the longest stretch since the 80s. National seed since 2017, that's been a while as well. It almost feels like the slide for LSU, I don't know. I guess it went on a bit longer than was originally thought. And what do you think? Does it speak to what Jay Johnson has done here just in a couple of years?
I think so. I mean, look, I always tell people, you go back before Jay Johnson got here, the 3 years before Jay Johnson got to LSU, LSU was a 500 team in SEC play. They were 45-45, and so he comes in last year. He wins 18 games in his first year. He wins 19 games this year in conference. Of course, goes to a regional last year, which everybody expects LSU to be in a regional. We expect to be hosting this, every year like we're doing this year. But I think Jay has done exactly what he said he was going to do. He wanted to put LSU back on the forefront of college baseball again. Well, he did that this year because LSU, not ranked number one right now, but been ranked number one longer than any other team in college baseball throughout the year. Falling off a little bit as of late. It is a little bit of a concern. I mean, look, LSU is 7-7 over their last 14 games. Nobody's denying that. But it's also the time of year I feel like LSU always finds a little spark and figures out a way to get going. To me, there wasn't a whole lot to play for in the SEC tournament other than play and not get hurt. But now we play for keeps. Now we play for real. And I think this is the kind of team that's had one goal in mind since way back in fall ball, and that's to get to Omaha and win the national championship. That has been this team's goal from the beginning. Yes, they have faced a lot of adversity, like a lot of other teams out there. Injuries have played a big part of this. Some guys have underperformed, in my opinion, on the mound at times this year. But it's a time of year that you can make everybody forget about. If you've not had a great year, nobody's going to remember that if you perform well in the postseason. I think that's what these guys are looking forward to doing.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This is where the legacy is going to be made. Everything was just to get you here. Now you have to go and do it. Ben, I want to give you a chance to talk about the growth of Paul Skeens. I remember interviewing way back at the beginning of the season, right? We all knew Skeens was going to be very good, but even at first started, it's like, okay, it was a lot of fastball. Let's kind of see what else he can do as this goes on, but it's a hell of a start. And so now that we're at the end of this campaign, what did you see out of collegiate baseball's National Player of the Year, Paul Skeens? What kind of growth did you see?
Phenomenal jump from when I saw him his freshman year to even what he did last year at Air Force. I mean, you're talking about a guy that picked up a little over 5 miles per hour average on his fastball over a course of 12 months. And I sat down with him for about 30 minutes yesterday and just talked to him and picked his brain. And are you surprised about the jump you took? And, he's got that military mindset, dude. This dude is special. And I tell people, this dude's not going to fail because of his makeup, where he came from, what he went through at the Air Force Academy, where he is now. The dude is a monster. He is just a monster. And I'm telling you, I told people this the other day at the SEC tournament. Somebody looked at me like I was crossing. I said, you could take this dude right now and you could plug him into a big league bullpen tomorrow, and he would hold his own right now. That's how talented and how good he is. Look, there's a picture of me and him and Dylan Cruz squashed in the middle. I don't know if you saw it.
It's a good picture. It's a great picture, dude.
Yeah, it makes Dylan look small. He didn't want to take the picture. If you look at Cruz, he's trying to get up on his tippy toes. But people don't realize how big Skeens is. The dude is 6'6", maybe 6'6 and a half, 250 pounds. Dude, he looks like a tight end, and the ball just happens to come out of his hand at 100 miles an hour sometimes, And so, look, it was a jump like I've not seen. And, he credits Wes Johnson, the pitching coach. First thing he credits is getting away from Air Force, and nothing against Air Force, but he did Air Force things, right?
Yeah,
he got up at 5:30 every morning, and he went through 3 hours of drills. And what time he had left, he would donate to baseball. He could go play baseball, but he was a two-way player, so he never reached his potential really in either one of them. He comes to LSU, he gets away from the Air Force, and he designs a weight program specifically for himself. And he said, when I got the fall ball here after working out and I touched the baseball, I had picked up 3 miles per hour. Sure. He said, then I got with Wes Johnson and he cleaned up my mechanics, and there went another 2 or 3 miles per hour. So he's going from a kid this year, last year that I knew about, that was going to be a second rounder, maybe a back end of the first round guy, to what very well could be the first pick in the country this year. That's how dominant of a year. And look, I've not seen a year this dominant from a pitcher, and I don't know when, maybe having to go back to Strasburg many, many years ago. Because this is, T-Bob, you know this is a year that everybody's ERA went up. ERA went up across the board by a ton, but his ERA came down a whole run per game from what he did last year. And look, that's pitching against Air Force competition. Now he plays against SEC competition, and yet the ERA goes down a whole run per game. That's how dominant Paul Skeens has been.
Ben, T-Bob and I talk about it all the time, like in football, whenever you're getting to the postseason, when you're going to a championship game, like you've got a long time off. Now, you're still practicing and working out, but you have a long time off between games. It's like, what can you do in that time period to help you get ready for it? Now, that's not the length of time this baseball team is going to have off, but they haven't had this long off, or they haven't had a game in a very long time. What do you try to make sure you get done during this time to be ready for today?
That's a great question, and baseball players are used to playing all the time. And, there's a theory, right, that some coaches don't want to make deep runs in their conference tournaments. They want to come home if they don't have anything to play for, get a chance to push away from the game, hit the reset button a little bit, and get rolling. T-Bob, we had this conversation last time. Our last two national champions in this college baseball world are combined 0 for 3 at the SEC tournament, and yet both went on to win the national. So I don't put a lot of that into that. I think it's time of year where your pitchers are kind of starting to run on a little bit of fumes, sometimes pushing away from the game and hitting that reset button. Like LSU got 2 full days off, and they hit it hard. I was out there around the team yesterday. They seemed very energized, a lot of enthusiasm. But for Paul Skeens and for those guys, Ty Floyd, they all pitched about a week ago, right, at the SEC tournament. So I think they're pretty much on regular schedule. The hitters you worry about a little bit because they like to see live pitching almost every day or every other day. But I think they've had a lot of batting practice, a lot of off machines. They stayed busy and stayed in their routine. So, you worry a little bit about a time off for your position players, and you're facing a team in Tulane, is playing with house money. And we all know, everybody says, Tulane's got 40 losses, and they're the worst team to ever get into the NCAA tournament, the most losses ever. All that is true, right? But well, you know how it is, guys. When you're playing against a team that has house money, they ain't got nothing to lose. They're supposed to be playing summer ball right now. They were checking out and going, and they happen to win the American Athletic Conference. This team could be dangerous, and they're going to throw the local kid, Dylan Carmouche, is what it sounds like, a lefty out of University High from right here in Denham Springs, Louisiana. He's their ace. He's their best pitcher. And look, I know him because he played travel ball for me for 3 or 4 years. He's an outstanding competitor. Yeah, he's an outstanding competitor, and so. Yeah, I look forward to be a pretty tough game. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, this is where LSU just has to remind themselves, we are the bullies, right? I mean, like, we have the top picks. We have the All-American. It's time to crush this story. It's a nice story. It's time to step in their throats. How would you handle the starting pitching this weekend, Ben? Obviously, nobody's got a tougher problem to deal with maybe than Oregon State losing 2 starters right before this, but I mean, you got Tulane, and how would you do it? Who do you throw tonight? Floyd? Do you go Hurd? How would you do it?
If it was me, I would run Ty Floyd out there. He would be, because I would stay Thatcher Hurd for the back end of my bullpen because I'm okay with my left-handers. I like the way Ackenhausen is throwing right now. Riley Cooper's throwing fine. Herring's throwing fine. I like my lefties in it, but I don't have a big power arm righty down there. Sure. So. Thatcher Hurd he's my wild card. He stays in my bullpen. If I need him to close game 1, he's there for me. If I need him to close game 2, he's there for me. If I haven't pitched him in 1 or 2 and we're 2-0, he starts game 3 for me. Okay. So what I probably do is go Ty Floyd, and then I go Paul Skeens in game 2. That gets me to the catbird seat where I got to be beat twice. Everybody's got to come through me to get there. They're going to wear out pitching to get there. Now, there's some theory thinking that Paul Skeens may throw game 1. I would be a little bit shocked if he does, but I also get where Jay's going with this. Jay is saying that I'm going to throw my number 1. I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to beat Tulane. I'll fix it. Like you said, I'll fix to put my foot on their throat, and we're going to show everybody why we were the number 1 team in the country longer than anybody else, and we're going to dominate this game, okay? And then if Oregon State, as you mentioned, wins, and they're supposed to beat Sam Houston, they don't have their 2 and 3 guys. No. So all of a sudden, you're gonna match up your number 2 guy in Ty Floyd against their number 4 guy or number 5 guy. And if I'm Jay Johnson, I like those odds. I can beat you with my 2, and you're running your 4 out there. I like my offense, one of the best offenses in the country. I'm going to beat you. And so if Skeens does take the mound today, I'd be a little bit surprised, but I wouldn't be totally shocked.
Ben, in the Major League Baseball ranks, we'll see a postseason roster kind of shrink down. It's like, hey, we're going with our guys. Like, we're not going to try anything. Is that going to be the same case like here with this LSU team? Some of those back into the bullpen guys that they've tried time and time again, they just haven't found it. Can we see a situation where it's like, hey, we're not trying anything here in the postseason?
Oh, no doubt. I think Jay, where his confidence level is with some of his bullpen guys, I think he's got 3 or 4 guys down there that he trusts.
Mm-hmm.
Past that, I don't think there's a lot of trust factor there. And if LSU goes 3 games and finishes this thing in 3 games, you won't see those guys. Now, there's always a chance that, something happens, you have to play a game 4, or something happens, and then you got to use what you got down there. So in the back of your mind, you know who your dudes are, you know who you're going to run out there, but you also know things can get sideways. But I think that's the same for every coach. We talked to Sam Houston yesterday, and their coach says, listen, I got 4 guys in my bullpen I trust. Past that, it's a coin flip. I don't know what I'm going to get. And I think there's a lot of teams out there, maybe other than Tennessee and a few others, maybe Wake Forest, that they really can count on 6 or 7 guys in that bullpen. But I think most people are in the same place LSU do.
Ben, what is the key to winning this time of year? Regionals, super regionals, what is it?
I think putting teams away. You mentioned it. I think the longer you let Tulane play with you, the more confidence they get. LSU, I think, needs a good start. Right out of the gate, you go pump out, 4 or 5 runs in the first 3 innings, and you just put your foot right on their throat and you just mash it, and you go ahead and dominate game 1, and you show everybody that you're for real. I really think LSU got an outstanding draw on both sides of this, super regional wise and in a regional. Now, I'm not taking anything away. Sam Houston State, I saw them play early. They are very, very offensive.
Yep.
They can swing it. Okay, they're legit. They're not a big power hitting team, but they're legit scoring runs. But their pitching is below average. I think they led their conference with like a 5.4 ERA. It's not a great pitching staff. Oregon State's down pitchers too. They're going to bunt, run, steal. But it's a team that doesn't scare me a whole lot, to be honest. And Tulane doesn't either. And looking forward, Kentucky's a good team, y'all. I'm not taking anything away. But Kentucky plays West Coast style baseball. It's a lot of bunting, and we're going to steal bases. It's not a very wow-you kind of team. And so I really like LSU's chances to get in Omaha. I got to be honest with you. I'm going to be shocked if they're not in Omaha this year.
Are you worried about Paul Skeens maybe chasing down your record here, Ben? We did the math. If he keeps the average going, and if he were somehow to get 4 starts, it would take them making the finals. But there's like an outside shot at it.
No, look, T-Bob, it was a good run. It was a good run, right? Look, I told somebody, they mentioned it the other day. They said, you're the only one to ever win the Golden Spikes Award. You're the only one in LSU history to ever be the number 1 pick. You got the record for strikeouts. I said, listen, it was a good run because all of them are going down this year. They're all going. I said, one of those 2 guys is going to be the first pick. One of those 2 guys is going to win the Golden Spikes Award. And Paul Skeens, I hope, breaks my record, because if he breaks the record, like you said, the Tigers are in Omaha, and I'm all about that, And
Hell
it was a 33-year run, man. I'm proud of it. I'm going to have some company at the top, and so it's going to be what it's going to be. But, look, Paul Skeens deserves it. He's a better pitcher than I was my junior year. His strikeout rates are unbelievable. It's something I never could even come close to doing, And so I'm happy for him. And on top of that, he's a great guy. I mean, we got 2 of the superstars in the game, but they're superstars off the field too, and Dylan Cruz and Paul Skeens. I hope the LSU fans got a chance to enjoy these kids, because obviously they're going, 1-2, but they're 2 of the best kids you'll find ever in college baseball. So I'm happy for the success of those 2 guys, but I want to see LSU back in Omaha where they belong.
Yeah, you got to go follow Ben at Real Ben McDonald on Twitter. Go look at the picture. I mean, Dylan Cruz does look so tiny. He
didn't want to take the picture, Steve. He's like, come on, I don't want to do this. And so he tried to stand up real tall. I was like, dude, they list you at 6 foot, but I said, we're not really 6 foot, are we? And he just looked at me sideways.
He is definitely squeezing every inch out of that neck.
His chest is so poked up, trying to get taller. I get it.
Oh yeah.
All right, Ben. Well, hey, man. So you're going to be on the call for both games today?
Yeah, we got both games today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So I'm here all weekend, man. And I'm gonna beg like hell from ESPN to stay here for a super. If LSU wins. So that's where I might need some fan support. Maybe we can tweet out to ESPN. Maybe they'll let me stay here.
Oh, Coach, we got that.
But we'll cross that bridge early next week.
Yes, sir. Ben McDonald, the legend, going to be the call this afternoon, 2 p.m. LSU, Tulane, then Oregon State, and Sam Houston State after that. Thank you, Ben.
Anytime, guys. Take care.
Yes, sir. Sam Houston State, Jake. top 10 in the country in terms of team batting average.
Yep.
Like Ben said, a very offensive team. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to do a quick wrap-up to hour number 1 when we get back here and Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
CentralPlumbing.org, man. Man, Ben's got me fired up right now. But you know what could put a damper on this mood? Like, what if the game was starting this afternoon and you had something go wrong with your plumbing, like a pipe burst or the toilet breaks down? You're like, oh, my God, it's the weekend. What am I going to do? Well, you're going to pick up your phone. You're going to call 925-8552. You're going to take advantage of Central Plumbing's 24/7 emergency service. You're going to take advantage of the fact that everybody's licensed, monitored. There's flat rate pricing, great warranty coverage, and you're not going to lift a finger, and your plumbing problems are going to be solved. It's that easy. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552.
Not only in emergencies, now certainly like T-Bob said, they can handle any emergency, but if you're looking to upgrade, if you want to refresh that restroom at your job, maybe the bathroom at your house, you can certainly do that. You can always go tankless with the tankless water heater. Never run out of hot water. I know that's key for me and my family when we get home late from the ball field. So go ahead, give them a call today, 225-925-8552.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like Vans customized.
Join us for the Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Hunt Palmer back in the host chair, previewing the LSU Regional. Join us 1 to 3 here on the Hunt Palmer Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, Jake, pay attention, because this has been the conversation of the week. Here is Stephen A. Smith.
Josh Hart sent out some kind of tweet or whatever asking folks if we'd ever taste breast milk. Breast milk. That's what he said. Now, I've never been inclined to taste breast milk. I like breast. You don't have to be a baby to like breast. Matter of fact, one could easily argue there are adults who like breast more than babies. However, breast milk is a different matter. He asked that question. I'm like, damn, Josh, what the hell? And then I started laughing because I thought about a clip from Dave Chappelle that I thought was hysterical from years ago. And that made me chuckle. Watch this, y'all.
Y'all got to walk uptown to the Bronx and get breast milk from a Cambodian immigrant. I only drink the finest breast milks. It's 100% Cambodian, yeah? Breast milk, you made my day.
That was Josh Smith of the New York Knicks. No wonder why Jalen Brunson said lose the number. Josh Hart is a weird one, but he is somebody I hope remains a New York Knick.
All right, Jake, we'll allow you. God, Steve needs to go. We'll allow you to weigh in next hour. Hour 2 of OTB coming up.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com. Actually, breastfeeding is pretty fascinating, right? Where it has like antibiotic qualities, right, for the baby and the mom and all this stuff, and they kind of keep you from getting sick. But, Jake, despite what Meet the Parents said, I don't think I can produce, right? I don't know if you can produce either. So when we get sick, we're going to have to go to Patient Plus. Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com. And when you go in, you will see the difference. They are just a cut above what you are used to, separated from the pack. Go check them out today if you're feeling sick. You need to feel better. Patient Plus Urgent Care.
And no matter where you live in the Baton Rouge area, is going to be a location that is convenient for you. They're all about convenience. That's why you can schedule the appointment online. Walk-ins are always welcome. Everything is set up for you to make it as easy as possible for you in an inconvenient time. So go to the website, find that location near you today. That's patientplusuc.com. Get in and get better.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on all new 22 Ford F-150 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further.
Let me go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
I think I'm looking at a lobster tail and a cup of ice cream or something on SportsCenter right now. I'd try it. You know, I'm not hating. I'd try it. Welcome back, OTB. Hour number 2. Jake back in town. He's been at Destin, just beating the streets, gumshoe reporting, drinking, hanging out. Getting to see these coaches in a more relaxed environment. Pumped up to have Jake back. It means that, Jake, you haven't got to talk any LSU baseball yet. Before we get to that, we do have to address Stephen A., the GOAT, who's just incredible. Stephen A.'s pod, too, like right here, Gulf South says Stephen A. is much more likable off of First Take. I agree, but I think that's also by design, right? Like, First Take is what it is. You may not like it, but millions do, right? Like the formula is pretty proven, and it's a character. You have to lean into the bit. I mean, it's literally why Max left, right? He couldn't commit to just creating debate just for debate's sake every single day. Like Max didn't have, I wouldn't either. Many people aren't cut out from that cloth. Whatever. Stephen A. is awesome, but the question is, Jake, we've already talked about it. But have you? I have to imagine know the answer here. With a 5th child on the way, have you ever tried breast milk?
No.
What? You've had 4 opportunities to do so.
Yeah.
And you never once got a taste in?
No, I prefer my milk from another jug.
Yeah, from an udder. From another.
Okay.
Yeah, from another nipple. How about that, boys?
Okay.
Anyway, wait, but never.
No.
Not like a few Coors Lights deep one time, just a little curious.
No.
Not a little accidental anything or another.
Not that I remember. I'll have to fact check myself. I don't think that I ever have.
This is great then, because you have to this time and give us a report back.
Okay.
We have the opportunity, boys. This is perfectly lined up. You just spent a week doing gumshoe journalism. It's time to get back out there. Get in the field.
Okay.
This
feels like something you're trying to get somebody. I don't know. Obviously, Taylor and Casey, I don't believe y'all have children. So you're trying to get me to come to your side because they shot you down?
No. Actually, no. Everybody, I would say most of the dads I know have tried it. Okay. I feel like. And it's. I think you'll really like it. It's a cereal milk. It's like a warm cereal milk. So
I like my milk cold though.
I know. No. The temperature is the weirdest part. 100%, because you can tell it. I talked about it the other day with Flynn.
My God! And Flynn talked about this.
Yes. Did he say he tried it? I can't remember.
I
think he has
I
as
don't
well.
remember. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he has.
He was just marveling at the fact that you were sort of a breast milk connoisseur now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. I mean, he was kind of taken aback that I may have tried one of my wife's friends as well. But we don't need to rehash it. We talked about it. That's a different story. Again, we're not talking about suckling straight from the source, nothing like that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But yes.
But why though?
Drinking, I think it's like I said, a couple cold Coors Lights, and I mean, next thing you know, everybody's just drinking breast milk.
Like we're talking like.
Yeah, closer. We don't look. Okay. We don't need any names or anything, but yeah, just So that's what Flynn was kind of taken aback with.
Yeah.
But no, you got to try it this time around, Jake. I'm interested to see what you think.
I don't see a benefit.
How about I try it again too, and we'll just like compare notes.
No, you got something going on. I'm sure there's a place like in the dark web you can go buy somebody else's breast milk just to help you out. Because look,
well, no, you just go to Craigslist. You don't have to go to the dark web.
Is Craigslist still a thing?
I actually don't know if Craigslist.
There's no way that it's
I just feel like if you ever want to do anything illegal, you just go to Craigslist, and it's going to be there for you.
Was it .org? Was it Craig? Or was it? Let's see.
I feel like is Craigslist like official enough to be a .org? Do you have to actually be an org? Is it just a
it is
.com
.org
situation? Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, BatonRouge.Craigslist.org. It's still a thing. It is still a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not typing in breast milk though.
Maybe like Backpage would have it. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I get mine from a Cambodian woman. Actually, we go and meet up at Starbucks every week. No. Okay. Well, we'll move on. But back of the head, you got a couple weeks left. Whenever that time comes about, report back. I'm gonna continue to annoy you and needle you until you try it. So we'll see.
I am shocked that Craigslist is still a thing.
I'll put Marzawani. Y'all remember Silk Road, the old dark web drug website? Avo says they got breast milk laced with lean on Silk Road. I don't actually. You know what you could do, Jake? Maybe you just bring some in for the crew, right?
Okay.
Do a little live on air. Just kidding. Everybody relax. Everybody pump.
It's not even the fact that you asked me to bring. It's the fact that you might have thought that in your head because you enjoy it so much.
I did just.
I'm finding something out about you.
Just kind of think about it. It wouldn't be bad. I'm like Homelander, dude. What can I say?
You are.
Hey, Homelander's a beast. Literally. God, I'm excited for the boys whenever it comes back. Jake, any
transition of baseball.
Any thoughts on the regional? You know, as we suckle from the teat of the baseball gods now that the postseason is here.
Oh my gosh. How do we?
I want to be suckling down some margaritas later at Rock Paper Taco. $5 margs during the game today.
You're all over the place. Oregon State, when you look at who they are, they've been injured. They've been okay. They're 37th in the RPI. So as far as like 2 seeds, they're way down that list as well. You could have gotten a much more difficult 2 seed. Like just, obviously you're in the SEC, so this wasn't going to happen. But like Texas A&M is a 2 seed, just to kind of give you a comparable. I think East Carolina in the same situation. So it's a very favorable 2 seed, certainly with the way that they're coming in health-wise. And then you start, obviously the Tulane stuff. If Tulane wasn't Tulane and they weren't someone we know a lot about and very familiar with, like we'd probably be throwing that to the side even more.
Yeah, we would not be thinking about it at all. It's just people fear like Tulane getting one over on you out of nowhere somehow.
And it's been a baseball program that has a rich history and they've been there before. And can they find that magic? So
I think they're 5-3 against you in the last 8.
Probably,
as well.
It feels right.
They've been on a little heater in the recent era.
Feels right. Now you've played them this year and it didn't go the Green way certainly, but I think that portion of it, because of who it is, we're paying attention, which might be a good thing. It might hey, it's heightened. The players know. A lot of those players are from Louisiana, so they understand what that means.
Carmouche, pitcher, like Ben said.
Yeah.
For
both teams, so it's great. And so I think that's going to be something where LSU is fully aware that Tulane can come in here and beat them, and so you'll have a locked-in LSU. And then, Sam Houston, you played them already this year, and you beat them.
I forgot that.
Hey, you beat them 16-4. And it's a game in which Dylan Cruz went 5 for 6, had 4 RBIs. Joe Bear went 4 for 6, had 5 RBIs. Trey Morgan had a couple of RBIs. And Jordan Thompson went 3 for 5 with a couple of RBIs. So, it's one game, but still, that can go a long way. Now, Chase Shores started that game. Would be really nice to have Chase Shores. You do not. Garrett Edwards also
started that game.
Garrett Edwards also went 3 1/3 in that game. Would be nice to have him as well. But you don't. But Griffin Herring gave you a solid inning. Blake Money gave you a solid inning. So you can take some things certainly from playing it, even if it was way back at the very beginning of the season. Still, mentally, there's some things you can take from a victory like that. So I agree with Ben. You like these matchups. If you don't make it out of this regional, that is on you. This is a very controllable regional.
Yes,
you have
100%.
to take advantage of the teams that are put in this regional. And Kentucky is number 2 in the RPI. They play a different brand of baseball, but you've had some success against them in your stadium. So I like that matchup as well. So LSU sits in a good spot, but you got to go take care of business.
I mean, as frustrating as it was to struggle down the stretch to end up not winning the SEC regular season title, which I care about more than the tournament title, as annoying as all that was, as you pointed out going into Hoover, you got a nice draw. And now when you look at your seeding now, I mean, bro, the 2 seed just lost 2 weekend starters. Like, you couldn't ask for a more favorable setup to make it a super regional weekend. So, yeah, you cannot drop the ball here. There is no excuse. You must take advantage, and I think they will. Like, I think the leadership of this team, this coaching staff, the preparation they put in. I mean, we talked to Jay Johnson yesterday, Jake. He was kind enough to give OTB his only interview of the week. Ooh. And I know, very happy about it. Shout out Coach Jay. But it's so funny because I asked him about, preparing for 3 opponents versus 1, and he actually enjoys it more because it just gives him an excuse to work more. Because now he has triple the amount of hours that he can put into film, and it's justified. And so I think that work will pay dividends, right? And it's funny, everybody was all upset about Hoover. How about this? And I don't know why it didn't occur to me at the time. Kim Mulkey just told us, I want to win 1 game, and then I don't give a damn about the SEC tournament. All I care about the NCAA. And what'd she do? Yeah. She goes and win. So, what are we talking about? Who cares what happened here? I don't give a damn. I feel good. Bullpen looked good. So go kick ass this weekend. And maybe it's Kentucky, bro. What if it's LSU WVU, though, next week? It'd be big for me, dude.
You would be very excited for that.
My in-laws are all Morgantown boys. They're the 2 seed in Lexington.
I am sure y'all have talked about this, but how about the hotel situation in Lexington?
So I was just about to say we did not talk about it. Explain to the people they have not heard what's going on in the Lexington Regional this weekend.
So there's a big country music festival, and there's other things going on right now, like high school state championships or something. So there is literally no hotels anywhere close to Lexington. And so the other 3 teams in that regional are staying in freshman dorm rooms on campus, and they were kind of promised to have like this upscale apartment type dorm room, but it's like the dorm room that you all remember.
No, it's like what's the did they demolish
Kirby?
It? Right? Yeah, Kirby Dean, Kirby Hall, Dean Kirby, whatever.
That's what it is.
Yes.
And so like you're going to this regional at an SEC school. It's got a great stadium, facilities, and you're staying in a freshman dorm room. The freshman part's important because remember, like when you're a freshman, you get like the lowest on the totem pole there because there's no hotel. That's harder. Like Lexington's not like Starkville or Oxford or it's a bigger city. So that's this must be a hell of a festival to be able to have all the now you need a lot of rooms, obviously, not as many as football, but you need a lot of rooms. But a little surprising, like you are in the dorm rooms. You're gonna be sharing a shower.
Aren't they charging like $100 a night too?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I'd give it to them for free.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
right? It's your screw up.
Like the actual graphic that they released is hilarious because they tried to present it like it was an actual hotel room.
Yes.
Be like, here's your accommodation, sir.
Yeah, and the picture came out. It's like, no, that's exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah, no, that's just a dorm room. You can't piss on me and tell me it's raining.
So I don't know.
Maybe gaslighting us, Kentucky.
Maybe Kentucky's playing, your game. Maybe they're playing chess when we're all playing checkers.
No,
like,
they're playing
no hotel rooms.
They're playing small ball. Okay, like some little weaklings. I don't mess with that crap. Okay, I'm all about home runs and strikeouts, dude. Oh wait, no, I meant like not like you striking out. You striking other people out. Hell yeah, dude. So we're in agreement. LSU should win. They should win today. Step on Tulane's throat, crushed him. The only thing I'm interested to see is who you throw. Who would you throw? Last one before you get to.
I personally, I think you could roll Floyd out there. I think he would be able to control that lineup, and you go ahead. You get. It's still not like chancing it. Like I think Floyd's a hell of a pitcher now. I mean, Skeens is the best pitcher. But I always like having that in my back pocket. I know there's some that would argue, no, go ahead and get you a win. But I think Ty Floyd can give you that win. He has the stuff to be able to go out there and dominate. Let him go do it. You have Skeens in your back pocket. Then that's when you can get creative.
It did sound like Ben had maybe gotten some whispers that Skeens was going to start.
It sounded like he talked to him for 30 minutes yesterday.
Yeah, which I find to be a bit interesting because I thought it was really just between Hurd or Floyd. Where like, do you go full? We can just make it past Tulane, or do you try to guarantee a win? I mean, it'd be risky to. I think, you got to go probably Florida Skeens in the end. It might be a little greedy to try to get Hurd, but Hurd's been good lately, so I don't know. But then, like Ben said, maybe you got to save Hurd at the back end. All right, coming up next, Jake sat down with SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey in Destin this week. Let's hear what he had to say next on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
What's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done, or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an
Musso, join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We're following the LSU Tulane game live and reacting to it when it ends, plus the latest from the SEC meetings as they wrap up in Destin. It's Friday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Ooh, Champ with some kind of interesting logic here. If you don't trust Hurd to beat Tulane, why would you trust him in an elimination game? That's, yeah, okay. Okay, I mean, I don't think I would throw Skeens, if nothing else. Don't waste Skeens against the worst lineup that you're going to face over this weekend. So Jake has been in Destin all week, and he talked to the man of the week. Here is Jake's sit down with Greg Sankey.
Welcome in SEC Spring Meetings from Destin, Florida. As we've been bringing you some of the best interviews from athletic directors, coaches in every single sport. But the man who's I would say the MC, the leader of the festivities this week, joining us right now, Peter Burns, Chris Doring, and Jacob Hester. The commissioner of the conference, Greg Sankey. Commish, you addressed the crowd last night, and it's kind of cool when you look around and see kind of the sea of people out there. How has this event grown over the last?
Forget that. No, don't answer that question.
Well, I was trying to do a professional light
I want to
up on the interview
because the best part of the last night
meeting broke out with disagreement.
Yeah, I want to hear about that too. Yeah. But you did speak to everybody at the gathering last night. But you said, for those of you that don't know me, like there's people behind that are on vacation. Do you think that there's anybody in Destin that doesn't know who you are?
Oh, sure, because I can walk down the hallway and not everybody stops me. So I assume that. But, you think if you're here, I had a friend one time who works in some great kind of ministry work, and he was here using his Hilton points. And one of his lines was, like, why are you here? And I said, we have these meetings. And he's like, I wouldn't know Steve Spurrier if he walked up here and said hello right now. And I swear to you, now 30 seconds later, a shirtless red Solo cup, Steve Spurrier with his flip-flops on comes rolling up, and he was wound up about something, got another piece of me, and my friend looks at me and says, that was Steve Spurrier. I said,
contradicted.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
So I assume there's people out there that look and like, hey, is that Nick Saban that just walked by? And then like
we saw that at coffee this morning.
Gus was having his picture made with people, so they're like, what in the world? I took vacation and the SEC showed up in my life.
That happened to us this morning with Coach Saban.
Oh, really?
In the coffee line, yeah.
Was he in the line?
He was in the line, yeah.
It was hilarious because we had like two people that were totally going to the beach. They had no idea. You could just tell the parents were just exhausted. They've been at the beach. They needed some coffee and some caffeine. And you got everybody else, and then just Coach Saban's just in line, just waiting to get, just straight black coffee, and he's it's an interesting week because we talked to a bunch of media members and I go, how are the other kind of media days or spring meetings for people? And they said it's pretty kind of tense. I don't feel that same kind of tense. It's more of a family environment. How have you guys fostered that over the last couple of years?
We don't just try to do it here. We actually talk about it as a staff. And we have a phrase called meaning-filled meetings, not meaningful, meaning-filled. And there's a set of criteria for how that's conducted. We want to draw people in. We want to make them feel like they had an opportunity to set the agenda, participate in the conversation, and make decisions. Just what you saw last night, a convening where you can relax. There's no interviews, say hello in a different context. We want to do things in a quality way that make the attendees proud to represent us. So we might give them a pullover. We might give them something with our logo just to reinforce they matter to us. We have disagreements, and it's okay. I had a coaches meeting yesterday. Two very strong leaders had different opinions. We ought to be okay sharing opinions and disagreeing, and then figuring out how to make our way through to some destination. And so I don't know if there's a direct answer to that. Part of it depends on the people involved, but then you have to create an environment that keeps people moving forward. We do send revenue checks, so I think that probably brings people together, and we succeed. We succeed at a high level. We don't always achieve our competitive goals, but we want to achieve our cultural goals, working together, and that's part of my responsibility.
Well, quick follow-up on the check. Is it one check or is it direct deposit?
It's one of those big ones.
Is it like a Bob Barker check that they bring in, or how does that work?
We provide options. There's a great Saturday Night Live episode from decades ago on the change bank. You remember that? The change bank?
Yeah.
You come in with a 10. We'll give you change for a 20. You want 2 10s? We can do that. You want a 10
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties. I don't know. It looks like the Sankey interview just cut off right now. Let me know, Casey, if we can get it back, and we'll bring you the rest of that. Jake, did you watch any NBA Finals last night? I kind of tuned in a little bit live. I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I watched the YouTube recap this morning. Nikola Jokic is incredible. It's just, I mean, and you know what they did, Jake? They let the big man get fresh legs. You never quite know how it's going to go. Are they going to be rusty? Are they going to be still locked in? Nikola Jokic looked like the time off meant nothing as, what is it? It's his 7th triple-double in his last 9 playoff games.
Yeah.
He was at minus odds entering the series to average a triple-double. Minus odds.
Yeah, I mean,
boggles the mind.
And the whole team looks like a completely different team. I watched it last night, and after Mario won his bet, by the way, like I could take a deep breath for him because I was worried for our guy because that money was spent already. So, but it's still like it's fun of a story, as nice of a story as the Heat have been. The Heat culture, 8 seed. You turn on that game last night, and it's like, okay, that's an 8 seed, that's a 1 seed.
Yeah,
it looked like a different game. Now, the Heat aren't going to quit fighting. That's just who they are. But they're just not a team that's going to go out there and win 4 games against that team.
All right, we got Greg Sankey back. Here he is, sitting down with Jake on Sirius XM 84.
Yeah, you come in with a 10. We'll give you change for a 20. You want 2 10s? We can do that. You want a 10 and 2 5s? We can do that. You want a 10, a 5 and 5 1s? We can do that. And then the question was, well, how do you make money? Volume. So we'll give them whatever options they want.
Okay, there you go. Learn
So
something new.
we were talking a little earlier about how the NFL makes themselves relevant year-round, the way that they've gone about the free agency and the draft and then OTAs, mini camps. I feel like the SEC has done that as well. What is your favorite thing on the SEC calendar throughout the 12 months?
Friday afternoon in Destin.
Is it?
Because, well, we're playing baseball. You've got track and field coming up. I really don't get to catch my breath, so I'm on the road all next week, and we end up in D.C. I'm there for 3 days with a gathering of our folks with our congressional leaders. But there are different moments, like the championship football game.
Mm-hmm.
The first year I was commissioner, so I've been through 8 now, and tomorrow's my anniversary of starting, so we start in year 9 tomorrow. You finish a football season at that championship game, and I've always had the thought that, wow, I led the Southeastern Conference during football season. There's only 8 people that have done that in history, and it's not like, War and Peace necessarily, but it's hard. I mean, you're throwing yourself into 15, 16 weeks, and there aren't any, you don't get to come up for air, and that's a point of pride personally, so that's a moment.
Yeah.
Basketball tournament selection Sunday, both for men and women, wanting to see what happens. And that few-week span is really rewarding. The baseball tournament, because you quickly come here, but that's the end of our competitive year that we're responsible for. So there are a variety of moments. I was telling a story to our sponsors earlier this week about Nolan Smith. Comes to me, I walk out of the locker room in L.A., and he's like, I want to say something to you. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for the opportunities. I'm like, we should have that more often. And then he found me afterwards, and I'm like, no, thank you. And he's like, no, don't thank me. What you do makes what I get to do possible. And I want you to know, it was really cool.
You know how it is. Most people want to complain. They don't say anything unless they got something negative
and
to
this
say.
is like a high-level NFL draft prospect. This isn't like the walk-on who got to fly in a charter and a bunch of free meals. This is a young guy who, had aspirations, was banged up at that point, but that's like the great moment. When I left after the COVID year, our championship game, Mac Jones is going to maybe interview with you guys. He's walking on the field. He was on our leadership council. I was going over just to say thanks. I'd done it with the Florida guys that I could find who'd been on it, even in defeat, just to say thanks for all you did. And he made a beeline for me. And before I could say thank you, he said thank you. Kyrus Jackson catches the pass before the touchdown that ultimately won the game. After the game, I'm in the end zone. I'm happy. He sees me, comes over and hugs me.
That's awesome.
Then he hugs my wife, which was even better. We're outside a luncheon she hosts with our student athletes, and he was part of it last year. Chris, I just meandered through like memory lane.
Yeah,
but
great.
those are things I never expected. And I've got some young people who now I met a decade ago as I was kind of emerging in leadership here, who we still will see me, we'll talk, we'll say hello, and that's really rewarding.
All right, so when you pull up, one of the best things is we see all the flags of the SEC schools. There's 2 new flags, obviously, this year when you pull up. How's that been this week, having Texas and certainly Oklahoma here represented?
I think it's been healthy. In fact, I haven't seen the flag. Somebody said it last night, and I'm looking around, and I had a debate. I'm like, I don't want to make people angry too early, but this is reality now. And at Disney's up front for ad sales a couple weeks ago, they featured our 24 lineup to promote what's coming with our new agreement with them that will take effect for next 24 football season, and then our expansion. Joe and Chris, so Joe Castiglione and Chris Del Conte, have been part of our AD meetings for over a year. Their presidents will be here this evening through the end of the week, through Wednesday evening through the end of the week. And it's just a recognition of change. You see change happening in the Big Ten. You see, like, the Big 12. Every day I open, like, my email and look at these, like, links and stuff. The D1 ticker, there's, like, more schools that are on their list. So I don't know who's moving where. You talk about tension. The ACC had some difficult conversations. There's a lot going on in college sports. There's no better place to be than in the Southeastern Conference in these times, in my view. And
no better place to be than the SEC, which was down in Destin this week. And we'll come back with part 2 of Greg Sankey next here in OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
We're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified, and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Join us for the Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Hunt Palmer back in the host chair, previewing the LSU Regional. Join us 1 to 3 here on the Hunt Palmer Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I feel just like a kite, but one without a string, one that is floating around. I don't know what tomorrow will bring.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
It's probably my favorite song of last month. Can't stop listening to it. Champ wants to know, Jake, is he allowed to go shirtless to the box today since the day game?
Absolutely.
He's been feeling himself lately too. He got on the tee from Juveme. He's out of control.
No, you put the shirt, like, maybe, you tuck it in a little bit, hanging out just in case you want to throw it back on. You know what I mean?
Or if you get a little sweaty, it becomes a sweat rag as well.
It does. It does. Or if you get a little sunburnt, you just throw it on there.
Hey, if you're a real man, Champ, you'll go full Farmer Fram and pierce your nipples. Okay.
I thought you were gonna go overalls with no shirt underneath, but okay.
Yeah, do both. Overalls and pierce nipples. Champ, be a man. Okay, prove it. You beta. All right, here is the alpha of the SEC, Greg Sankey, part 2 of the interview.
When you look at this and you start talking about kind of the future, what does the biggest question obviously is 8 and 9 and how many conference games are going to be played from a football standpoint, but how sticky is it are the other things about basketball tournament or baseball tournament when you're adding 2 other squads? Like what does that look like?
We've arrived at a conclusion in every sport except the football schedule and the baseball tournament format.
Okay.
And baseball is about the number of teams. And we had reached decisions in gymnastics for the championship and for our soccer schedule. And then when we met over the last month, some folks said, hey, let's rethink those. So we've got 4 of our 21 sports still to be decided. Obviously, the football one is the headline. Remember, they're coming a year early, so thinking maybe short-term versus long-term is part of our dialogue. We'll figure that out soon, and we'll do it in the way that's most healthy for us as an organization. Baseball is you're going to add 2 teams that are in the NCAA tournament. We have 10 teams in now. Arguably, when you look at the RPI, the 2 teams left out were in the top 50, so would have been under some level of consideration. And it just prompts thinking, should we go bigger? But if you go bigger, then you're going to have to drop double elimination. That's part of what makes baseball special. So we're going to delay that dialogue until we have an August meeting of ADs. I would think we'll spend a lot of time on baseball at that meeting.
So when I was a kid growing up in Gainesville, I was obviously a huge Gator fan, but I was a fan of this conference, getting to watch Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson and Vince Dooley on the sidelines and Pat Dye. These guys were larger than life for me, and to get a chance to come do what I do here in this room, not only with the football guys, but the basketball coaches, some of the student athletes, it reminds me being around you. I mean, this is something that is a dream come true for that 6-7-year-old kid that was growing up in Gainesville. Anybody that you've had access to meeting that you're in awe of when you have a chance to go to Washington, D.C., or to go to some of the events that you get a chance to be a part of?
Absolutely. Just beyond the SEC, interactions. I ended up in a Gulfstream trailer with John Mellencamp.
That's cool.
In May after his concert in Nashville. So it turns out as a son who played for David Cutcliffe at Duke, and I was talking about a Mellencamp concert, and David's like, "Hey, you want to go? We can go meet John." We talked for 20 minutes.
One of his sons played at Duke?
Played at Duke
cool.
for David. He's on the road with him now. So, 20 minutes of a guy who was listening to his music in the early 80s. And he was little Johnny Cougar, as it was known, for marketing purposes.
How's that conversation? Is that like, what's your icebreaker there?
David broke the ice.
Yeah.
And it's the old appreciate. It's like, what was it? The Chris Farley, Paul McCartney. Hey, remember that time?
That was awesome.
That was awesome. Hey, remember Little Pink Houses? Hey, that was awesome. That conversation didn't go too deep on anything. David was talking and what's next, how he managed himself. Zach Brown, I'll just go down the list. He played at Fanfare a couple years ago. We were on the tour bus with him, not moving, but just talking when he was in Birmingham. Huge Georgia fan. Just asked, does he visit? I was at a Super Bowl, and I'm going up an escalator, and somebody's coming down and says, "Hey, Greg," and Kathy's with me, and she's like, "Who's that?" I said, "Oh, that was Kenny Chesney." So that was like my personal high moment in country music. My conversation with Bill Belichick. So he and I have been together 3 or 4 times. The first time was in Nashville at our men's basketball tournament. I'm going into the suite. We'd hosted him. Dave Hart, who was the AD at Tennessee at the time, Dave and he grew up when their dads coached at the Naval Academy. So that was the connection. And I'm walking in thinking, I wonder how this is going to go, just based on press conferences. He knew more about me than I ever would have imagined. He's typing down my resume. I walk out of that. I had to tell him, I said, "Bill, I have to go present a trophy. I'm going to have to leave after 35 minutes." And you never would expect that, right? So he let me go, and then we've connected. He sent me a really nice text during COVID. We saw each other at a Super Bowl where he was speaking at an event I was invited to attend, and he asked for me to come over, and we just talked like normal for 20 minutes. Yeah. I just think it's fascinating to see successful people, high-level leaders, and I mean this for our coaches, and absorb from them what makes them different. So I have a set of note cards from the time he spoke. It was the Super Bowl in Miami. And I have 4 note cards when he's talking about, sometimes in decision making, you have to punt. We do it all the time in football, but you're not given that luxury in kind of business. And he talked about making the wrong decisions, and you're going to have to be comfortable with that. I mean, those are lessons. Political leaders been fascinating because it depends on the venue. If you're testifying, you're off base. But some of our political leaders, you see just a depth. Senator Cantwell from Washington, not in our region. She and I've talked 2 or 3 times. Just the effort that she's put in to learn about what's happening in college sports, to me is a tribute to leadership. Leader McDonald from Kentucky. You realize there's a reason that people are in those positions, just because there's a different level of analysis. And I picked the Democrat and Republican intentionally. I was bipartisan, but. I truly mean that. There's times when you're around folks and you're actually really encouraged and leaders. I've met some generals, 4-star generals, phenomenal. Marine 3-star guy. He and I go for a run, and you just soak up learning from that. That is one of the most enjoyable parts. Is you get to see people and meet them and know them. Most of America sees them on their TV screen, and they're 3 inches tall, or watches in a stadium, and you get to interact with them as human beings.
It's also fascinating. You talk about things that are fascinating. The reach, you never would have known some of these people know who you are, but the reach of the SEC is just, it's amazing.
Well, I was in Dublin, and they wanted us to play a football game there, which I think would be really interesting. And I had a tea with the Lord Mayor of Dublin, which
hey, that's how we get you to become SEC.
Oh my God!
That's the way
there had to be an angle there.
That's the way we do it.
Well, I went to this. It was a friendly between Scottish Celtic and FC Barcelona.
Yeah.
And it was in the stadium, and I said, "Hey, did you 2 guys come over here?" And Larry Mullen Jr. will come to rugby. And I'm like, "Man, I should have scheduled the rugby." But I ended up why would the Lord Mayor of Dublin visit with a guy who was born in Auburn, New York, and went to Portland?
Do you call him Lord Mayor? I'm always
I did. Yeah. He's got security.
That's the proper. That's the proper way of it.
You don't want to mess that one up.
Speaking of that, when you look at those decisions, obviously Atlanta, Charlotte, all these places, Dallas, a lot of these places want to play. There's other conferences that have decided to play, either in Dublin and stuff like that. What goes into that decision?
For us, we have 100,000 seat stadiums all over this league.
Yeah.
And the stadium, Croke Park's a big place. Saw U2 there in 2017, just to name drop a good. But you're not going to just pick up and move a 100,000 seat stadium game and the revenue and the impact on the community. Some of our schools have thought deeply about it, but the logistics of making it work haven't exactly fell right. You need a willing opponent, and you need some space in your schedule. It's not a bad trip. It's 6 hours from Atlanta, but still has an impact physically. So
it's like Vanderbilt and Hawaii.
Vanderbilt and Hawaii,
did it.
week zero. Does it fit and what that means? And we haven't found the right way to make it work. And our marketplace is here, but I think it'd be an interesting platform because there's a podcast Laura Rutledge introduced me to, the College Chaps. You guys may have been on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fascinating. These guys across the pond.
Oh, and they're dialed in too.
And into us
they
too.
know.
I mean, they'll talk about everybody, but their opening is like the Will Muschamp line. I can't talk about that or I'll get fined for the rest of my life. We should play that one before every press conference all season long.
Oh, speaking of moving things around, Media Days. Going to be in Nashville this year. I know you have to be excited about that. I know we're all excited about being in Nashville. Yeah,
it is, and
I'm not because it's not media nights. I've tried for years and years and years.
He's heard your pitch on that
I understand
7 times.
I gave up. I gave up.
Believe it or not, it was my idea first, and I've advocated for it. We just haven't. I haven't convinced others. Morning radio. What do you do for morning radio? Afternoon radio. I mean, I still think there's got to be a way to do something. We've got some programming there that'll draw fans in, looking to go westward even further in 24 with our growth to 16. We had tried it actually in 2016-17. We were looking at Dallas, and the dates, facilities just didn't work out at the end. But we got another opportunity, and nobody moves their media days, and so I'm out on a limb.
Do we have 2024 on the books, or
not yet?
Still
we're working through things. We got some Western options. I'll leave it at that.
I enjoy it being kind of on the move there.
Natchitoches, Louisiana.
Yeah, just
hey, the meat pies, the meat pies.
Pebble Beach. Just go get out in that world and just those
tribute
ideas.
To my legacy in college.
That's
sports.
right. Hey, Brian Kelly said Natchitoches was his favorite Louisiana town so far
because of the
meat pies.
Yeah, meat pies and Cane River mud pie.
Where was Southland Media Days back in the day?
Well, we were at Del Lago Resort.
Del Lago,
in Huntsville.
Yeah.
We were in Lake Charles.
Lake Chuck.
My better stories is we did kind of the old Skywriters tour. How in the world I talk coaches into this? So we started in Dallas. We hopped on commercial flight to Shreveport.
Yep.
Went there, and then the next morning hopped a commercial flight to New Orleans and did it there. Stayed the night. Went to Pat O'Brien's. I have a couple of great pictures. And
what year is this?
This was 97, 98, 99, something like that. And then we flew to Birmingham because we had Troy and Jacksonville playing with us and did a media night in Birmingham. So just to prove it was my idea first. But can you imagine saying to a bunch of head coaches, hey, we're going to get on 3 commercial flights, find your way home when we're done.
Yeah.
But, I've done some things.
Oh, that's great. I love
and it worked. We created a little bit more exposure. And that was really my first time spending any time in Birmingham was the 2 years we had that event. One time at the Mountain Brook Hotel, which doesn't exist anymore. One time literally across the street from the SEC office.
It's just amazing. And just if you ever get a chance to, going back and like Womack telling stories about how to even further behind like SEC media days, and I mean that was the thing. So it's great. It's fun to be here. I think we all appreciate how the openness for the coaches, the ADs, and definitely yourself and the leadership. So still continues to be fun.
Yeah, we try to make some decisions, do some business. It's obviously to your question about 52 weeks a year. It's another week where we can occupy a lot of space, and we're going to continue to see how we can expand on that.
This is the best event of the year. My favorite.
Yep.
Okay, it's not mine. This is a nice place, but I came back here once, not for spring meetings, and I started shaking. I've got to get an agenda ready. So,
well, none of that anymore, at least until you guys vote or don't vote on different things. Commish, we appreciate the time as always, and we'll holler at you soon.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
There it is.
There was Greg Sankey sitting down with Jake Hester this week in Destin. No B-Milk question, huh?
No breast milk questions for Greg Sankey.
I guess we're just going to have to continue to wonder.
He did talk about Celtic and FC Barcelona, which made my heart happy.
Yeah, a little footy talk
with
your football commish. Did we do a show post Everton sticking around, or did you go straight to Destin? 'Cause I don't think we.
No, I went to Destin.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
By the way, congratulations.
I know we got a break. We had my entire family in our main bedroom watching the game, living and dying with every single kick. It was a lot of fun when they scored. I might have pulled my hamstring running to the front room. Enjoyed it. They're staying up. As Roger Bennett said, they're crap, but they're our crap.
Yeah. Good on him, dude. Good on him. Sticking around in the EPL. All right, when we get back, quick segment to close out hour 2. The Riv shows up at Champaign. Hour 3, we're just going to mess around, y'all. Get ready for a little baseball in the box. Go Tigers, smash the wave. Here on
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
225-206-1517. 225-206-1517. That's Thomas' email cell phone number. Thomas and Megan email are the father-daughter combo, tearing it up right now for Riverlands Insurance, an insurance company that is Louisiana from the ground up, right? So it understands the unique nature of this marketplace and what it takes to get the policies and the coverage that you need at the best possible prices. They do all the shopping. They do all the heavy lifting. You just call 225-206-1517 and you reap all the benefits by saving money and getting coverage no matter what type of insurance you need. Go to Riverlands Insurance.
Yeah, and you can go there if you're listening to us in the state of Louisiana. It's one of the benefits we tell you every single day. Now, we got the benefit of being able to be on in Louisiana, but if you can hear us no matter where you're listening, call Thomas today. He can help you out. In fact, like calling him right now. That's worked well for others in the past. 225-206-1517.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Turn my music high, 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 high. Yeah. You don't know what you're doing. Sure I do. I'm from the streets where the hood can swallow on me. Bullets will follow on me. There's so much that you could run the slalom. And cops comb this top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. Where personalities clash and chrome meets chrome. Prices up and down like this Wall Street.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I drove myself to the ER, had heart surgery, and drove myself home 24 hours later, feeling fine. Starting running again after the procedure, I'm getting excited thinking about it. I had no pain, nothing. I felt great. And right then and there, I was like, oh my God, I'm back. I'm back. It's just amazing.
Ochsner Health. Long live you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service.
It's Musso. Join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We're following the LSU Tulane game live and reacting to it when it ends, plus the latest from the SEC meetings as they wrap up in Destin. It's Friday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, close on hour 2. We heard from Greg Sankey this hour. Baseball, boys, beat the Green Waves, but. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how about
Wholesome
that?
of you. I did confirm.
Beat their rear end.
There you go. I confirmed during the break I have, in fact, tried breast milk before.
Look at that.
I told you I didn't really remember, but I have. Yeah, it's something
Well, how
that
about
I've done
this?
as well.
You try some again, I'll try some again, and we'll report back Monday. Or I guess you may not be able to yet.
Yeah, I don't have a child here yet. Now, any day.
I don't really know how that works, though. Like, if you were a medieval wet nurse, how are you just always producing milk? Are you always pregnant? Or is it just always having, like, a baby around makes your body continue to produce milk? Is it just, like, a natural thing like that?
I think so.
I don't actually know. God, being a medieval wet nurse would be kind of crazy.
I love the fact that you know about medieval wet nurses, but you don't know where New Jersey is.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier this week, right? You only have a finite amount of storage. And
you use yours for other stuff.
Yeah, it's like if I am going to know Middle Earth geography, how am I supposed to know Middle America geography? There's just not enough room.
What was it the other day? There was one the other day that you were like, oh, that's where that's at? Was it Iowa? I think it was Iowa.
Well, certainly I'm always shocked by how east Michigan is.
Yeah.
And then Colorado. Colorado's like, what, like attached to Arkansas or something maybe? No?
No.
Not all? Not even a little bit?
No.
New Mexico. All right, there were 3 names.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Man, limited space, boys. RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me.
They can actually help you, I think, with some of that limited space. Memory problems, yeah.
Well, okay. Again, though, I don't think I'm having problems. I think I just have a hard drive capacity issue. But the point is, if you're having issues, go check out Rejuve Me, man. Let them put together a custom plan for you. Maybe it's HRT, maybe it's not. They're going to draw your labs. A lot of times they find very interesting things in labs. Lives have literally been saved. And then also don't forget, man, chances are you know someone in your life who, maybe has lost some weight recently and looks good. Maybe they explored metabolization optimization. Why don't you explore it as well by going to RejuveMeMedical.com today?
They've actually got a cool Father's Day giveaway going on right now. You can nominate your dad. You can go to RejuveMeMedical.com. There's, HRT therapy for a year, $500 gift card, different things. Check it out, RejuveMeMedical.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Am I back on? I cannot tell if something's going on in my headphones. Am I back on right now?
You are back on. Welcome
What
in.
is up, y'all?
Number 3.
Hell yeah, dude.
I think it finally went out on me.
What, the headphones?
Yeah, the one doesn't work now.
Damn.
It literally looked like Johnny 5 robot parts just popping out of your
Look,
earbuds.
my ears are a weird
Who
size.
else? I don't really understand that reference. I know of Johnny 5, but that is before my time.
It's looking a little
Barely
scary.
missed
But you knew who it was.
I think he was the little VHS-looking robot thing. Yes. I have a very distinct memory. I don't remember anything that happens in the movie or the show, whatever it was. I have a very distinct memory. You know, the end of a long, fun day with your family. It was a theme park day. Can't even remember which theme park. I have memory of feeling so tired, so happy, just ate a pizza, and being snuggled up in bed and that being on TV. Yeah.
Hugo from Succession was in Johnny 5.
Hugo. Oh, that's the PR guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess you'd have to see a visual of it, so it's not going to play here when I talk about it. But this season, I'm watching the final season right now, and I've never noticed it until this season. No, this isn't a spoiler.
Okay, cool.
I've never noticed this until this season. Hugo has a weirdly thin neck.
Oh no, it's incredible. It's incredible.
It's like it should not support his head.
No, he has the. Rivers. I have thought about this for hours. Like he has an incredible shape language to his silhouette, and it's honestly, I think it's why he got cast, and it's why they started putting him in the show so much. There's something about that look.
I feel like it should not support his head, and I can't decide if his head is just big and his neck is small, or both.
But maybe both. Maybe his head's big for his size, but no, it is so incredibly
it's
tiny.
so evident this season. Like every time I look at him, I can't not just. That's what I'm watching.
But it kind of reads to me as someone who is work obsessive, who's constantly stressed out. He's kind of balding a little bit, and that job that he does would be constantly stressful, where you would feel like you wouldn't even have time to eat all the time. He just kind of showed up one episode, and then he's just there every episode after that. And they could not have cast. That is so. You could tell from the excitement in voice that I'm kind of blown away that you mentioned it.
I'm so glad that I brought that up.
Because I have thought about it so much. Oh, I just love looking at him. I can't explain I feel like directors fall in love with faces and silhouettes, and I love his weird, big-headed silhouette. Makes me so happy.
Who knew that this was what was going to get you going this morning?
Yeah, what are you going to do, dude? I know. I can't believe it wasn't hard to pronounce words. Which
Hey.
I know. I'm just joking. I am into that as well.
Well, I have it on the document. What is, and it can be more than one word. What is a word that when you say it out loud, you say it with 0% confidence that you're saying it correctly?
Well,
I have a few, but I still, you just gotta lean in and then.
Gosh, I wish you wouldn't have, like,
So,
I feel like there's like 30 for me.
I think the one that I saw was Shay's Lounge.
What is
Chase
that?
Lounge?
Like Chase? Oh, like
Chase Lounge.
CHISSE?
How do you say it?
Wait, like a Chase Lounge?
Like a Chase Lounge, or is it? But then people say
I would
Shay's
probably
Lounge.
feel like Shez or
Yeah.
Shays or like Shay.
I just kind of like mumble it. Foyer.
No, Foyer. Just
Is
say
it?
Foyer. Yeah,
I don't
just say
know.
Foyer.
You know, wide receiver, like if you're saying it fast.
Wide
it's kinda,
receiver,
Yeah,
yeah.
you go wide receiver. Kind of, if you say it, you know what I'm saying?
It gives you a bit of the marble mouth.
Yeah.
I have.
What else? Oh,
I know I have, like,
biopic.
2 or 3.
Biopic.
Oh, that's very true. Which one is it?
I don't. I think
Because
I
one
go,
sounds like a biopsy, and then
I think I go.
If it's a movie, you got to say biopic.
I think I say biopic, but I think that's wrong.
Yeah, I think you got to say biopic.
I know, but that's like, what's the word I say? Because I read it weird.
What's the word I say?
We've talked.
What the hell? What? What do you
talked
mean?
about it. We talked
literally
about
have
it.
talked about everything
Gosh,
for
now,
hours
like,
and hours for
my-
years.
Well,
I
there's
don't
a
know
word
the
that
word.
there's a specific word that when I read it, I say completely wrong.
I have like 3 that I can't remember that are on the tip of the tongue. I mean, obviously, bomb and massage, y'all have made me incredibly,
Those are just an accent thing.
incredibly uncomfortable saying them. I've never liked to say roll.
Rural.
It's so hard to say.
Ours are tough.
Ooh, that
Try
is
it.
tough.
Try it.
Roll?
Roll. That's it. I think you have to lean into the country accent and make it easy. Just go roll. Just make it like one word. You don't need to pronounce that second R.
It's not hard to spell, but I always have trouble saying Massachusetts.
Yes.
That beats me up. That beats me up every time.
You gotta put
beats me up.
the emphasis on the chew.
Yeah, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Chew sit.
For Mario,
Chew-sits.
it would be sovereignty.
Yes.
That video.
That clip, y'all, I watched that clip approximately 10 times in a row, and I laughed out
Sober
loud
virginity?
every time. And it was the fact that T-Bob just was not following him. Were you
No,
truly?
I had no idea where he was
I
going.
couldn't tell if it was a bit or not.
No. Do you know how weird?
I knew what he was talking about immediately.
I was
no
not.
idea.
I was not exaggerating in that those were those were sounds I had never heard mashed
I
together.
had
in
no
that
idea what
order.
he was saying. Sober virginity was the only thing I could get.
And I did have headphones on, so that was making me uncomfortable.
Oh,
So I was
okay.
like,
Am I missing
did I
something?
hear something wrong? Is he saying sober virginity?
I knew immediately what he was saying, but it was funny. It was funnier that you didn't.
No, hell no.
That
dude.
was the best part of it, is that y'all truly
Had no
were just
idea.
not following him.
One for me. I always panic on gesture or gesture.
It's
Gesture.
definitely gesture.
I know,
Yeah.
but I think that board game screwed me up. The gestures board game, it rewired my brain.
The ones I like think about are the ones that make me sound like Elmer Fudd. Rivalry week.
Oh, rivalry week is awful.
So those are more like tongue twister situations.
What about, is it bona fide or bona fides? If you're talking about somebody's bona fides. Because I heard bona fides.
I say bona fide.
Yeah, a lot of people say bona fide.
Bona fide.
Maybe that's a Mississippi thing.
What?
Bona fide.
I think I actually say bona fide as well. Yeah,
Well,
I do.
Hey, man, let me see the bona fides on this deal.
Yeah.
Look, I'm from Starkville, Mississippi, so and I tend to not lean into my accent, but y'all, yesterday, I think I was trying to say want. Now I'm like specifically trying, and I said want. Or I don't know what it was. I was teaching a class too, though, and I just really yelled it, and I was like, I had to address it. It was like something that had to be addressed. I was like, oh y'all,
The one
I heard it too.
the one that all of us hear below the Mason-Dixon line, the word well is wool.
Well,
Like-
I say well.
I've heard every one of us say, well, you know.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
It's like saying full. It's like Donaldsonville.
yeah.
You quickly
I
realize
say
it's going to
full.
be Donaldsonville, dude. It's just.
But some people get offended
That's
by
just
that.
efficient,
Well, so
dude.
there's a place you drive through it when you come from Starkville to Baton Rouge or Starkville to a lot of places, but Louisville, and it's specifically they get mad at you if you do the vol.
Oh, that's too much.
That's
Can't
too
get mad at
much.
me. Miss me
Too
with that,
much.
dude. Miss me
Too
with that.
much.
I find
I don't think you get to miss
Nicaragua
you.
hard
Yeah,
if you
you do.
don't roll the R. If you say Nicaragua, it's easier, but if you go
I can't roll my R's.
Nicaragua, that's hard, dude. That's not easy.
I can't roll my R's at all. So anything that I have
Couldn't it be me?
couldn't be you.
I am really good at rolling my R's.
Can you do it?
Not to brag.
Can you do it, Jake?
No.
You gonna try? Were you thinking about trying?
I'm trying to think of a word.
Rivers.
Ronaldo. I like Ronaldo.
Oh, there you go. Rivers.
I can't do it.
Rivers. Have you ever tried your own breast milk?
Oh,
That's been the conversation of the week.
I saw Josh Hart
something.
say that. No, I've never tried my own.
What?
But I don't think it's strange for people to like. I don't think
Yeah,
it's strange
no,
that
it's
you've
normal.
tried.
It's completely normal.
Yeah.
Everybody
I think
knows.
that got turned into a real big thing with him, and I don't think it's that big a deal. But I don't know.
Well, it's
I've
because
never
Stephen
wanted...
A. It's because Stephen A. entered it, and Stephen A. is the man, and he's the absolute best.
I mean, babies love it. You know, I don't know.
They do.
You should try.
In fact, love it.
You should try it sometime.
And it got a lot of good stuff in it. I mean, not only like, and I know y'all probably know this because you got lots of kids, but like, not only is breast milk good for like drinking and making baby strong and getting them all the stuff they need, you can also put it on their skin when they have skin problems. It clears skin problems up.
It's amazing.
It is.
And
that
isn't
stuff
it
has
a,
like. I mean, and that's not just like a weird like. I mean, doctors will tell you to do that.
Isn't it like a symbiotic relationship too, where like both the mother and the child? It's even something about that. It's just like I don't know. Like it even can help. It can help keep the kid from getting sick. Help keep the mom from getting sick. It's pretty.
It's got like
amazing.
immunity boosting
Yeah,
stuff.
how the
like,
body evolved.
Yeah.
How do y'all say Caribbean? That's a good question, actually. Caribbean or Caribbean?
Oh.
It's Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's Caribbean.
Oh wow, that's too much. I can't do that.
I can't remember which.
What about theater?
Theater.
Theater.
Ooh. I don't know if I like theater.
Theater. But okay, so you looked at me like I was crazy though when I did that Scottish thing just now when we were talking about rolling R's, but it's the exact same thing.
But did they roll their R's?
Rivers, they click them.
Yeah, they do.
Click them. Squirrel.
I think click would
Come
be a
here,
better-
girl.
Yeah.
That's not a roll though.
But it becomes a roll. Girl. See what I'm saying? Rivers.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Rivers.
I'm gonna think of more words. Compromise.
Ah,
That's the word.
compromise.
That's
There
not
it
a thing
is,
that people
there.
do. It is just a thing I do. But it's because when I read, like I read, and so when my visually, like my brain comprehends it as compromise.
Somebody said
It like breaks the word down that way. And
Mm-hmm.
so then I accidentally say it out loud sometimes, and I have to think for any time I'm going to use the word, I have to stop and be like, wait a minute.
Somebody.
I mean, I mess up a lot of words, so maybe it just doesn't even like play with me because I mess up so many.
There's still.
I'm
I know there's
awful.
more.
If there's a name that's difficult to say, nope.
Somebody said chasm. Talking about chasm the other
Chasm.
day, and that chasm, and that freaked me out.
That's somebody who probably read that word and
That
just
freaked me
didn't
out.
know.
And he's like a very good writer, but I guess, yeah,
Mhm.
his brain has just always said a chasm in his head, so that's what it is.
Wait, Bilbo said, insurance makes me cringe hard because the pause between in and insurance.
I don't get it.
Is it supposed to be insurance? Or I'm trying to not pause.
Rivs, how do you feel about Jake saying that Zach Arnett might have been the worst interview at Destin? Does it do anything for you? You okay?
No, I mean, that kind of tracks. Like, I don't know
With
how
the
many.
context.
I don't know how many.
Because y'all are trying to get me in trouble. I've got league duties
That
here.
is called stirring the pot right
No,
there
I
on
haven't-
multiple levels.
He's a young coach. He hasn't done a lot of interviews.
Yes.
He didn't expect to become head coach.
True.
And
true.
he was a workout warrior, which maybe a meathead like myself. And so sometimes it takes us a little bit longer. But that was anticlimactic there, sir.
No, what
It's
I
like a
was
Zach
gonna say,
Arnett interview.
that was
wasn't
that was really good. Doesn't surprise me at all for all the reasons that you just said. I have not watched him do a lot of interviews, so I have no context for it. But he doesn't give me I'm a real good interviewee vibes. Like I bet he's just regular, like just a regular guy.
And two, like he'll get better, one.
Yes.
But certainly, like when you're in that crew too, and he had to follow Dennis Gates, who might have been the best interview that we had, Missouri's basketball coach. And I think right after him we had Kirby, and Kirby was So that's a room that's it can be
interviews too.
It can be intimidating too. Not to say that he was, but just so many people have been there for so long, done so many interviews, and just
Right.
have really mastered that's something.
And it doesn't bother me. I'm going to be super honest. Like, a coach not being good at being interviewed doesn't bother me. As long as he knows what he's doing. Like, I don't care if you can get in front of a crowd or get in front of a mic and do that,
So, like 3 years ago.
If you get in front of our players and you can motivate them, that's kind of all I care about.
3 years ago, I would have said absolutely.
Yeah.
But now every coach that we talk to is like, I'm like doing all these public things like
Yeah.
every single day. I'm talking to collectives. I'm talking to businesses. I'm talking
But
to.
you have to think being in front of a mic and being in front of a business owner is not the
Well, no,
same.
I'm saying, but they have these collective, I don't want to say parties, it's more than a party, but these get-togethers where they have all these businesses sitting in a room and they've got to do it. Not to say that that's the same thing, but all these coaches, and I forget which coach said it. It might have been Stoops. He's like, you can't be a coordinator and be a head coach anymore. It's like, there's no chance. He said, if I'm in a meeting watching film, which is what I would do if I was the defensive coordinator, he said, I get pulled out of every meeting. Hey, coach, there's an emergency. Hey, coach, we got so-and-so up here. Hey, coach, he said, I haven't sat through a meeting where I haven't been pulled out of the meeting for something in the last 18 months. I'm like.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. I mean, that sounds awful. But, that's why you get paid $6 million a year to go 6 and 6.
And he said, well, that's not Stoops. That's
No, I just mean in general. I just mean like general pricing
Oh, you're saying
of
if
SEC
you go
coaches.
6 and 6,
I'm saying if you are an SEC coach, you make like $6 million
Again, this
a year,
doesn't feel bad for him. It's just saying, hey, this is how much the game has changed. When you look at the SEC, I think, T, correct me if I'm wrong, Heupel's the only one that still calls plays.
Does Kiffin? He would be the only other one that
Jeff Levy did when he was there. Did Kiffin take it back?
I don't know. I just think about all the clips of like Kiffin throwing the clipboards in the air and stuff. It seems like
Levy called him when he was there. I don't know if he took it back, but
No, and I hear what you're saying, but I guess what I'm trying to say is this. Like me, for example, I can use myself. I am very bad at being interviewed. I'm not good at it. Like if I'm if I'm sitting one-on-one with, it really is. If I'm sitting one-on-one with somebody and I'm like being interviewed, my brain shuts down. Nope, I don't know how to speak. I have no words. I don't remember anything I don't even remember the question you just asked me. I black out. If you put me in a room full of people where there's not pressure of that like interview, I'm great. I'm great with a room. I'm bad at an interview.
You better hope Zach Arnett's great with the room.
I do hope. I hope that's the thing that he's good at.
Bradley McWillie has a really good one. Worcestershire is hard to say.
I'm just not saying that word.
Just don't say Shire.
If
you say sure, it makes it easier. Worcestershire. And then Egotter says aluminum. But
we're moving on to more how you pronounce words.
Yeah, right. And not words that you're terrified to say.
Yeah.
I love saying aluminium. Like the Brits say it. Just say it one time. Say it, boys.
I'm not.
I'm good.
Aluminium.
I'm trying to think of
Do
words.
you know that
aluminium.
I was watching
so much fun.
A thing of like words we say and then words that people like in London would say. And I think it was bathing suit, but they call it a bathing costume.
Bathing costume?
I don't like that at all.
Oh, how fancy. Fancy lads.
Should we all start saying that?
No.
You're gonna put your
so
bathing costume
unwieldy.
on?
There's so many syllables
You're gonna
and
put
everything. Just put your suit on. Just put your suit on. All right, here, George says wash your sister. Yeah, you could say wash your sister. That ain't
Wash
bad.
your sister.
Wait, is chasm really chasm? Somebody says I can't pronounce it. That would blow my mind. I can't even. If
Did you
that's the
just
case.
find that out on air that you've been saying that to people wrong your
Well,
whole
what do you
life?
think?
I don't say that a lot. I
was gonna say, I don't
know if I've
say the
ever
word
said
chasm very much.
or chasm out loud.
Are you saying chasm? Am I
No,
wrong?
I'm saying I don't know.
All right, look, and for everybody who's like, imagine talking about this on Regional Day. Just go rewind the show. Okay, 7:30 we had Ben McDonald. We did like a full regional preview to open the show. At 7:15, you get a lot of baseball talk.
I think at 8 I did.
8, Jake gave you his regional takes.
I feel like you're getting a little defensive here.
I am getting defensive.
You're getting defensive for an imaginary listener.
No. Like I've seen like 3 or 4 like imagine talk, and I'm like, well, guys, come on, it's Friday. We always look. The last hour of the show on Friday, yes, is to unwind and have fun. And we've already said it. The bottom line, LSU should beat ass this weekend. There is no excuse. They got as friendly of a regional draw as you could possibly get, okay? So go take care of business in the box. Coming up next, here in OTB, what? Why are you grimacing?
No, not grimacing. I'm laughing. I'm laughing.
Okay.
Beat ass.
Shazam? I did not say Shazam. Coming up next, more OTB.
OTB, OT.
Now, Kazam. Now you're talking my language. Well, Shaquille O'Neal biopic.
It was bio, yeah, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Isn't that I always thought that Kazam was the actual story of Shaquille O'Neal.
It's not.
It's not. He's not a genie.
He's not.
I'm color me shocked. Color me a member of the G team. Because we talk about Gordon every day here. 225-888-8888. Give you back to the community, fighting for you when you need somebody who's going to fight for you, get the justice that you deserve. and fighting for those athletes, as all of your favorite athletes and a lot of your athletes that you will see in action during this weekend's regional are all members of the G team. So you can get it done as well by getting Gordon at 225-888-8888.
Also at getgordon.com, there's an online agent that is ready to answer any question that you might have. But like T-Bob always says, any area code in the state of Louisiana followed by the 8s, give them a call today. Always online at getgordon.com.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly.
Join us for the Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Hunt Palmer back in the host chair, previewing the LSU Regional. Join us 1 to 3 here on the Hunt Palmer Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Look at this, dude.
Look at it.
Shout out Mac Lindsay. Good morning off the bench. Got married on the beach last night and just landed in New York City.
Say now.
Hell yeah, man. Congrats, Mac. Mega nerd, loyal OTB member of the fam.
Mega nerd.
Congrats, dude. If you're going on your honeymoon, go enjoy a little Spider-Verse or something. I know you got to be fired up.
Don't go to the movies on your honeymoon.
John
John inside of the chat, did I hear Sankey say there's a European podcast about college football? Yes. It is the College Football Chaps, and it is fantastic. They are locked in. They know all the details, and it's so funny hearing it from that kind of accent.
Yeah. We should make a rival one called College Football Blokes. Just beat their ass.
I don't think you can add any more podcasts to your plate.
That's true. Got a lot of
Wait, do you have
pods.
another one?
Well, I mean, you know,
saying in
there's
general,
Scone
like-
and tea.
Oh, that's
there's
right. I guess I wasn't thinking.
Whiskey and wine.
there's
and
I wasn't
football.
thinking of those.
Yeah.
A lot. There's just
Which I was hoping to do a whiskey and wine. I know I talked about it, but unfortunately, it looks like it can't happen. Just a bit of a staffing deal for Saturday. So no whiskey and wine Saturday.
I know. I keep wanting to come to the Scone and Tea, but I teach on Thursday mornings very early, so I just I don't know.
Man, it's tough. A lot of drinking goes down on Wednesdays over there at
know,
Oliver
I
Twist.
know.
Very fun, though.
It looks fun.
If you're ever looking for a good time on a Wednesday night, you want to get your buzz on, kind of push forward to the end of the week.
When you do your leg like this, if
Mhm.
you're watching on the live stream, he's just got it popped up like
I'm kinda looking at
Captain
my
Morgan
calf. Look at
style.
that calf.
But sometimes your shorts are so short and your shirt
Yeah.
is so
It
long that
looks
it
like
starts to
you're-
cover,
it looks
and
like-
it looks like
I'm like a sorority girl.
I feel like you
Winnie the Pooh.
Okay, wait,
Yeah.
wait. I have an idea
Lampshading.
for this station.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
have an idea for this station. A money making. This is gonna be money making.
Can't wait to hear this idea.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
What if we put out
Ooh, almost cursed.
a calendar?
I made a joke about this last week.
That
we
would
should do
be
an ESPN the
your,
body.
That would be your poster or your picture. We would just pretend like those shorts didn't exist.
We should do a
What
104.5
shot.
ESPN the body. You
What if
and
we
just
did
everybody's
it? Oh my
tastefully
God, all of
nude.
you.
I agree.
Who would you be most excited? Not excited like that, but just to see if they'd actually do it.
Hanny.
Hanny.
okay.
100%.
Hanny and Dot. The combo shot of Hanny and Dot.
Jimmy
naked.
Ott would be in it. He's probably already in, and he hasn't even heard. We're gonna get a text from Ott, and he's just gonna be like, "I'm in."
No, but just getting them two
I was thinking
in
Hunt.
an ESPN the body shoot. Now, yeah, Hunt would be hilarious.
Yeah.
But something about seeing Hanny and Otter.
Ooh, Hunt is gonna
nude.
definitely have to be baseball themed. Like, what are we gonna do?
Golf or baseball? I'd be.
I guess that's true. Because T-Bob, if we do, but y'all have to be. Do you have to? I was gonna say, do you have to follow your sport? But
No.
obviously, Hanny and Hunt and them didn't play. But they have a sport. They have sports.
No,
that they're,
I would
into.
want to do the Otter and Hanny shoot at Ruffino's, right? And I would have maybe a, Otter getting pumped up, like he just won a bet and standing up, and then but it's like a whiskey glasses in front of his genitals or
Okay.
something to block it, and then
We're gonna have to
what
get-
would
we're
Ivan
gonna have to
Hanny
get-
have? Hanny have the headset on, maybe falling back
It'd be
out of
Island
the chair or
Hanny.
something.
It'd be with a hat on,
Yeah.
but nothing
Oh,
else.
what if he
Yeah.
had on a shirt, like a Hawaiian shirt?
Unbutton?
Yeah,
Yeah, hell yeah.
unbuttoned.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
but
in.
you're gonna have to get producers involved because there's not enough of y'all to fill a full calendar. Taylor, what are you gonna where's your body shot gonna take?
Yeah.
Place.
Bed of my truck, probably. I like that one.
What is this? It's like a legit Playgirl shoot at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah,
Bed of my
man.
truck.
Hey,
What have you done in the bed of that truck, Taylor?
You gotta make
I
it
feel like
look
he was
good.
so ready to answer that.
Bed of
You
a truck,
gotta
bed of a
make it
truck.
look good. If
Yeah.
you're gonna
Okay,
be in a calendar like that, you have to be confident. You have to
hey,
sell it.
I'm
where are you
here.
confident? That's
Okay, wait,
true.
Mario's.
Ooh, I don't know.
He would just be
Mario, a Heat jersey
trunk
that,
of a
that
car?
stops
He'd be
like
standing
The
up,
trunk of a
looking
car.
in Pulp Fiction when there's the golden glow coming out of the briefcase, and they're looking. He'd be standing up, looking down all wide-eyed at a pile full of burgers, which would be hiding his genitals, and it'd be underlit, so he'd be like it was glowing.
Oh man.
I accidentally. So I am loving this bathing suit my sister made me, even though it's very scandalous,
Oh, I
very
think I've
short.
seen it.
Yeah, it's very short. I
That's
love it.
in right now, though.
Well, also, there's something so empowering about showing that much skin. I can't even explain it. But I did have a moment on Memorial Day. We were at a friend's pool, and it was people I just met. And I spread my legs a little too far. Pure sack. Yeah. Somebody I just met 10 minutes
Did
ago
someone
was
have
like,
to tell you?
Hey, Mr. Abear, could you hide your testicles? They're staring me in the face. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Wait, so somebody had to tell
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
How many people
They didn't
saw
have a
them?
lining?
It's a short lining. One nut just kind of slipped out the side. You know.
How many people saw? Do you think?
It was just the dads talking.
Okay,
so, yeah.
okay.
Thankfully, I don't think I flashed any kids.
How
Which is
long would it take you to tell someone that?
Immediately.
I just wonder,
No, it's weird, but somebody you don't know, I don't know. Credit to him for looking out.
Yeah. How long does it take you to tell someone you don't know?
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be
They gotta
I think
adjust
that'd
their
be
lining.
easier because if I was there,
Like,
I
hey,
wouldn't
man.
tell T-Bob. I'd let him just sit there and let's see how many people see
I guess
this.
at a certain point, you just be like, hey, man, you're
Hey, fella,
your nuts are hanging out.
one of your
Your nuts
fellas is
hanging
out.
I can see your nuts. I just should have spread my legs.
Well, there's like a version of that for girls, like our tops. You know, like you got to just look out for people.
True. Yeah, very true.
You got to look
Very
out.
True. Let me see. Is there anything in?
I just love Taylor. Bet on my truck.
Bet on my truck.
Like it's the most obvious answer.
Where else am I going to do it?
See, there you
do it. See, now we got to what he's really. Now we got to what he's really
high
talking
school
about.
terror there, Bolt.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
maybe a cowboy hat and my cowboy boots. The back of my truck.
You are getting too in.
You were getting too
specific.
So specific.
Taylor wants to be leaned up against his truck, cowboy hat,
cowboy hat.
Wait,
placement
what is
maybe
boots.
like doing one of these? Yeah, like the boots on.
Y'all,
Yeah, man.
is Moscona just going to be surrounded by all his trophies?
No question.
Or like bourbon bottles, obviously.
It's a mix.
A Catholic high hat or something.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a lot of
Like a
things we could
Catholic
throw
high
in
hat.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, are you telling me that if y'all didn't,
I can tell you
if
the
you didn't lean in
face.
this far, if you didn't lean in this far, I mean, obviously we don't have to be naked, but are you telling me that if we didn't take some of these funny pictures, people would not buy this calendar?
Yeah.
I mean, yes. But do I actually want my nude body out for posterity? I
That's
don't
what I said.
think
We don't have
so.
to lean that far in. We don't have to lean so far that we're just covering genitals up. But I just mean like some funny photos.
We would need to make it a charitable calendar if we were going to do it.
So,
do it
no,
for charity.
We don't even have to be naked.
Yeah.
I'm just saying funny photos.
Yeah, I can see the face Moscona would make in his. Yeah, that's it. That's
Like
it.
that, something like that. Like,
nostrils flared, eyebrow up.
what was it? Brian Bowles says, Austin Powers, I always knew you were crazy, but now I can see your nuts.
That's a good one.
That's really good.
Why? Wait. T-Bob could take a picture in an actual foxhole.
That means he'd be in a foxhole. Doesn't happen.
It's not true. It's not true. I am the ultimate foxhole guy. Again, just because you're not willing to commit wanton murder and violence without asking a single question does not make you a foxhole guy. That is toxic masculinity. Do not give in to Jeremy Renner in that movie. It's a bad idea. Jeremy Renner doesn't actually care about Ben Affleck.
He cares about him so much.
He just wanted to do violence.
So much.
He just wanted to do violence.
For his boy.
No, he just wanted to do violence.
He's like, what'd you do to my boy?
That for that's like going up to me
He asked
and
a
being
question, though.
and being like, "Hey, bro, we
What
gotta
did you
watch
do to
Star
my
Wars,
boy?"
but you can't ask any questions. You can't tell anybody about it." Okay, let's go watch it, dude. Same thing with Jeremy Renner. In that movie, him doing violence is his Star Wars. He loves it.
That's his violence is Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly.
I know we probably have to go to break, but I think at some point we need to talk about. We did discuss how Henry Cavill is not doing The Witcher.
Yep.
They've announced the season 3, so he's going to be in season 3. But then they're just replacing him with the Hemsworth.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part.
I mean, but like,
Wait, is he going to play the same character?
Yeah, he'll play
Oh
Geralt.
no.
The other
I don't
part,
like
well, I mean,
that.
especially because Cavill was a really good Geralt, but the other part is like,
Ugh.
Witcher season 2 kind of sucked.
It did. It was not confusing. It was just.
The first episode was pretty good, and I tried to watch the second, and I never got more than like 10 minutes
It
into
was
the
like
second.
they were trying to pack too much story into a season, which we've seen before, whatever. But like,
They just, I don't know. And then obviously Cavill's kind of, it's come out at length that maybe he was at odds with the writer's interpretation of the source material. They were.
I can respect that.
Yeah. I mean, I think Cavill's vision is close.
I just didn't realize that they were actually just slipping in a Hemsworth as him. I didn't know how that was going to work.
I've read a lot of those books, and some of them are really good, and
Uh-huh.
there's some very good concepts in them. But like, I'm not going to say they're like the best things in the world. So,
oh no, the books are not great.
Yeah. They're like good. They're not bad. They're not bad, but they're not. Yeah, some are better than others,
Mhm.
and it's almost like conceptually it's more cool because it's a dark fantasy. It's a very Eastern European twist.
Yeah.
A lot of fantasy that you're used to. Again, Witcher 3,
No
though, my favorite
Court
game
of
all
Thorn and
time.
Roses.
I'm very excited to dive into that. I got to finish Essex Dogs, and then it's between.
You've been reading Essex Dogs for the last 3 weeks.
I haven't been reading a lot lately.
Okay.
I have not been reading because I could fit. It's like a very easy read too. I just haven't been reading a lot lately. Just been playing World of Warcraft with my free time, unfortunately. But I did get my mount, guys. Level 40. Not to brag.
Level 40 is what you said.
Yeah, now I got an AoE
That means
mage that
nothing
I'm
to
starting
me.
to level up.
Feels like a high level.
At 40, you get your mount.
Okay.
And,
Got-
yeah,
well,
so
sounds
it's a big deal.
sounds like mounts is important.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I agree. And it doesn't matter that Henry Cavill's off The Witcher now because now you know what he gets to make?
What?
Warhammer 40,000.
I don't know about that.
Let's freaking go, dude. Make
I'll
that
watch
man
him in
the
I'll
emperor.
watch him in anything.
So will I. And I don't know that he's even that good of an actor, but
Maybe not. I don't know. I was going to argue with you, but I don't know that he is.
He's good.
He's beautiful.
When you cast him correctly, but he is beautiful. My God.
He is truly a beautiful person.
Yeah, it's insane. And he's a mega nerd. Shout out to the homies. When we get back, more champagne shenanigans.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
We're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go? It's Musso. Join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We're following the LSU Tulane game live and reacting to it when it ends, plus the latest from the SEC meetings as they wrap up in Destin. It's Friday's AFR 3 to 6, 1045 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Hope you're having a great Friday. How's everybody taking in the game today? Rivs, do you have any, do you care
What
at all?
time is it? I mean, I don't even know what time it is, but I
2
do
p.m.
care. 2? Oh, yeah, no, I care to watch it.
2 p.m.
Are you watching it somewhere?
I don't know. I'm going to have my... I'm kind of leaning towards no.
Yeah,
So the problem is, I would love to. Like, there's like $5 marks, rock, paper, taco and stuff, but... my family's going to the movies, and it's just gonna be me and little Bobby, and so it's a matter of whether or not
that
we're
seems
taking
like the easiest. That feels like the easiest possible scenario.
It is the easiest, but you know what else is really comfortable? Sitting in the backyard
Ooh,
with
we
him
should
and
go
watching.
Superior. I'll hold Bobby.
Oh, okay. Or maybe you got a little rock, paper, taco, get some $5
that's right.
marks
Yeah.
during the
I'm in.
day.
I'll hold the baby.
All right, we can figure it out.
That baby
Okay.
is so easy to hold.
He is.
We went to Superior that one
He's a little
night, and I
fat boy.
literally held him for like hours, and I don't think he did anything except for smile and like
that's all he does.
just cuddle.
That's all he does is just smile
look,
and want to be home.
I'm 100% not having any more children. Like, I don't see babies and have baby fever.
Yeah.
But while I was holding Bobby, I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, I agree.
I was like, but it made me realize I'll borrow people's babies.
I'm not
If you
gonna
need
lie.
me to borrow your baby, I will borrow it. I will keep it safe, and then I'll know that I'll be able to give it back. You know, like
I'm feeling
like a really good aunt or uncle.
I
that,
would
like,
love to
borrows.
babysit your kid, like your baby.
I'm feeling a
You
little
know?
bit of that now that I'm fixed. I'm certainly having moments where I'm like, man, like, like, oh, he's getting old. This is going to be the last time. So, yeah, I'm starting to try to force myself to slow down
But then,
more
like, if
enjoy
Bo
it.
ends up having children and
Yeah,
they
that's what I'm
come
saying. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
I'm going to
for
bum
sure.
their babies.
For sure. Yeah. You just borrow the baby.
Yeah, I'm going to steal their babies and lick their little toes, and
Ooh.
everything you do with babies.
I will not look. If you let me borrow your baby, I will not lick her
T-Bob
toes.
just got T-Bob just got X'd off
What?
the list.
Did I just get Dalai Lama?
I
you
will
are off
not-
Did
the
you see that
list.
video with the Dalai Lama?
Yes.
What was that about, dude? I don't know.
You want to bite my tongue?
Well, you are.
Yeah, no, you want to suck my tongue.
Oh my gosh.
He
got
asked
chills.
that kid, do you want to suck my tongue?
Well,
What?
I will not lick your baby's toes.
Yeah, that's just got weird.
No, you can't do that, dude. That's weird. Dude. Don't lick my baby's toes either.
And I'm better. I think I'm a better girl mom than I am boy mom. So.
Look, Alvin Mars wants to know if your babysitting offers for the OTB audience as well, because he has two kids.
Maybe.
Also, I
How
think she
old
was
are those kids? How old
specifically
are
talking.
those
Yeah, I
kids?
think she was talking about babies.
Talking about babies. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
collect any more like
Toddlers.
big humans. I
No,
don't-
the best are when they.
Those
yeah,
things are keeping me on my toes by themselves.
when they're as dumb and young as Bobby is now, it's nice because
it's
like I can
nice.
watch Succession. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
I can
getting
watch
close to
whatever
where
I
you
want.
got to be careful, though.
Yeah, with the older
With
ones.
Alice.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
I am finding that with Estelle. She is taking everything in and saying everything back out, and I just gotta reel it in.
I learned that when Alice was going through a bad nightmare thing, and then we watched Harry Potter, and the first one even just like freaked her the heck out. And then I took her to see a live score of Chamber of Secrets, and I knew that was probably going to go
Why did you do
sideways
that?
because Chamber of Secrets gets a little intense.
It does.
And we had to leave halfway
She was so
through.
young.
Yeah, I know. Dude. But I love live scored movies. Have you ever been to a live score movie? Like when the orchestra
No,
plays
but I
the
think it'll be
music?
really
It's
cool.
the most fun thing ever, dude. I love it so much.
But like, I feel like, I mean, my kids are kind of the same age as yours.
Yeah.
They're starting to do some cool things. Like, I'm like, ooh, we're in a really good place now. I mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. 70% of the time, they're melting down. You know, one or the other is melting about something. Like one didn't let the other one borrow something or whatever. You know, they're at a good melting age. But also, Estelle yesterday, for the very first time in her entire life, told me about a dream she had.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I mean, it wasn't a cool dream, but it was just like, she was like, I was walking down the road for a very long time by myself, and then I found our house. And I was like, what a cool dream.
Yeah, what Estelle's gonna learn is that telling others your dreams never goes the way you think it's gonna go. You always
she was
think
so
it's gonna
excited
be, yeah,
to tell me about that
exactly.
dream where she just walked for a very long
Yeah,
time.
that's what I'm saying. Because in your mind, it was like super crazy.
Well,
and
that's not any different than when my kid's like, Mom, mommy. And finally I look over and they're like, watch me. I'm like, you better do something cool. And then they do the lamest thing I've ever seen in my life. They do a weird jump or like, it's like, did y'all ever watch Mad TV?
Stuart.
Yes, Stuart. Look what I can do.
You don't say that.
Stuart.
Mad TV, wow.
That's what my kids do. They Stuart me all the time. They're like, watch it, watch. And then they just like kick their leg.
What was the best part of Mad TV? Stewart was definitely one of the biggest. You never watched Mad
I think
TV?
Stewart was one of the ones that I remember. If you name some of the other ones, I was more SNL.
I used to like Ari Spears' Shaquille O'Neal impression.
Oh, I
He'd like
remember
cross
that.
his eyes and do the Shaq voice. Will Sasso, who was big on
Sasso.
Vine for
Yes.
doing this thing with lemons.
Don't remember that, but I do remember Will Sasso.
On
But
Vine, he'd be talking,
the
and then he
Stewart
would
thing
just regurgitate a lemon.
was my favorite.
Keegan-Michael Key was Coach Hines.
What?
Oh, I didn't know
I forgot
Coach
he
Hines.
they were both on there.
Oh wow!
Key and Peele, they cut their teeth on there. I
Oh,
forgot
I
about
didn't know that.
Gosh, I feel out this morning. Hadn't
No?
watched The Witcher. Don't read books. Didn't watch Mad TV.
Damn, son.
Well, look, I only from Mad TV. The only thing I remember is just like it's what? Who is it that plays Stewart?
I can't remember.
Anyway, just a very like grown-up person. They make him a little kid, and he just follows his mom around. He's like,
it's really
Mom,
dumb.
what do I
It is
do?
exceptionally
and he
dumb.
just he like literally will just kick his foot, and it's just that's what I experience every day. So it's funny, especially now.
Any In Living Color fans here?
I didn't watch a lot of it.
Yeah?
I watched some of it.
Seen almost all of them. Yeah, we bought the.
Oh,
we bought the.
Is that an LP upset?
Taylor.
Very big
We
upset.
bought the DVD pack like a
Oh
long
my
time ago.
gosh.
It had like
I'm
four,
so proud of you,
4
Taylor.
seasons on it or whatever.
Jim Carrey,
I feel like
Wayans.
your bar
Yeah,
for Taylor
so
is set
good.
so low, and then he does something very normal, and you're like,
I know. I agree.
No,
that's where Jim Carrey got his start.
Yeah,
right?
Yes,
Because
yes.
when I was younger and watching it, they were showing the cast, and I'm like, who the hell's James Carrey?
Yeah,
He didn't
yeah,
even
yeah.
go by Jim
Yeah.
back then. Like it was,
so
his
good.
name was James.
Big upset.
on the credits.
Big upset,
David Allen
Taylor.
Greer was on it as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
David Allen Greer is fantastic.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Blank Man? Seen
Hey,
Blank Man?
I mean,
what's happening with
the movie Blank Man.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I remember it's one of the Wayans brothers.
It's a Damon Wayans.
And he's a superhero
Yeah.
of some sort.
Kinda.
David
yeah.
Allen Greer is in
Or
the
he
movie
thinks he is.
Kinda.
as well, though. That's why you brought it up.
Was
He's-
Blank Man good?
Yeah.
Wayne brothers were a content machine
They
for a
were-
while.
They still
there,
are.
dude.
There are so many, and now their
Yeah.
sons. Like in
Really?
New Girl, one of them's in the New Girl.
Oh,
Coach is the son. Yes,
Okay.
there's
I've never
so
seen
many Waynes.
We got to get on the same page.
Yeah,
We all
our
got to get on
pop
the same
culture,
page.
we're not
We are all
connected.
over the place trying to find a landing spot and a happy medium, and it's not there.
This is what happens when you shatter the monoculture because everybody's like, "Have you seen this? No, what's it on? It's on BB. It's on this. I don't have that. I don't have Peacock. I don't. It's out of control."
I did. I know this is I'm about to take another
Michael
jump.
McDonald
I'm
was
about
Stewart,
to
by the
take
way.
another jump, but I was watching a TikTok and the guy was breaking down how your night should look when you go out. They're like, you always start at a location. First location. First location's fine. You get there and all you're gonna do is talk about that show you should watch,
Yeah,
or have you
yeah,
seen this thing,
true.
or what? How's the work
True.
going? He said, always make it to the second location because that is where you're gonna start being like, hey, I had my vasectomy. You want to
Yeah,
talk about
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Like that's where you really get. He said third location's out. Never go to the third location. It's gonna take you forever to get home. You're gonna be ordering food before you even make it. Like third location's a dumb idea. Don't
Yeah,
do
you
third.
wish you didn't do third
Yes,
location.
second location though is always the move.
The big actual thing that I'm gonna miss about the vasectomy is
I
the
did
ice.
not know that was
No, but it is the ice breaking conversational middle ground because it's so easy to people to talk about and people can
almost-
relate or they can't. It's just so easy to strike up conversation.
I almost got you a hat, and I didn't. It was kind of funny. And I didn't know if you'd wear it, but it literally is a hat, and it says it's like a cool like vintage trucker hat, and it says "Ask me about my vasectomy."
Yeah, I mean that's basically
I
been
almost
me
got
for
that
like
for
a
a
month.
$2.
That's basically been me for like months.
I feel like he would have worn it though. He really asked me about my vasectomy.
There's nothing. Oh God, there's nothing more aggressive than like a novelty shirt or hat with a message like that on it. Like I'm like, you're like, can you make me a little uncomfortable, don't you?
You make me.
I hate oh boy. It's like there's like this Disney shirt with like Pumbaa on it, and it was like, sorry, I farted, and I like saw this guy wearing. I'm like, oh dude, you make me.
Your discomfort right now is
Yeah,
like
I know,
palpable.
I
Like,
don't like it at all.
oh my god!
Like you're really walking through the park, everybody's gonna look at you and just immediately be turned off and weirded out.
I mean, maybe that's the point.
I think that's what he's going for. You're right. You're right.
Don't
You're right.
talk to me, please. You should wear that on a plane.
Oh, man.
People already hate you when you walk on a plane. You should get one of those shirts.
Oh God, I already get so many bad looks looking down the center aisle. if
Everyone's
I
like,
had one of
please
those
don't sit
shirts
by
on.
me. Please
Yeah.
don't sit by me.
It'd be awful. All right, let's go to break. When we get back, ask the bench to close things out. Hey, do you want to remind me?
OTB, OT.
Do remind you go to AggieTemp of Baton Rouge, AggieTempBR.com. For all your AC heating and electrical needs, go check out AggieTemp today. You can schedule online. You can call them up. But it's time to take control of your comfort zone. Remember, you need a whole home generator, $1,000 off right now, as well as free whole home surge protection. And as always, man, go look at the online reviews, okay? You're going to get that service to the highest degree. It's going to blow you away. AggieTemp of Baton Rouge, AggieTempBR.com.
Go to the website. You can schedule online. Like I told you last week, like I had an issue. I scheduled right there during the show, and they were ready for me whenever we got done here. And remember, you're always going to get that service at T-Bob. Talks about you're going to get a picture. It's going to tell you exactly who's coming to your home, and they're going to tell you how many years of service they've been in, and it's going to make you feel safe and comfortable about choosing AggieTemp, and then the work's going to be at the absolute peak as well. So go to the website, schedule that appointment today, AggieTempBR.com.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I drove myself to the ER, had heart surgery, and drove myself home 24 hours later, feeling fine. Starting running again after the procedure. I'm getting excited thinking about it. I had no pain, nothing. I felt great. And right then and there, I was like, oh my God, I'm back. I'm back. It's just amazing.
Oshner Health. Long live you.
Turn my music high, 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 high. Yeah.
You don't know what you're doing.
Sure I do. I'm from the streets where the hood can swallow on me. Bullets will follow on me. There's so much that you could run the slalom. And cops comb this top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. With personalities clashing, chrome meets chrome. Prices up and down like this Wall Street.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Musso. Join me Monday through Friday for your daily update on LSU baseball with Musso at the Box, presented by New Orleans Flooring. Wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, and check out New Orleans Flooring. 2 locations, Metairie and Prairieville, or NOLAFlooring.com.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look.
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front to back.
Join us for the Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Hunt Palmer back in the host chair, previewing the LSU Regional. Join us 1 to 3 here on the Hunt Palmer Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Hey, look, we didn't talk much NBA Finals today. Nikola Jokic is awesome. But if you want to gamble on the finals, you want to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, promo code Baton Rouge. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. You use that promo code. You bet $5 on the finals. You get $200 in bonus bets instantly. How about that? But it's not just new customers. All customers get a stepped-up same-game parlay where every additional leg you add to the parlay gives you a 10% bonus up to 100%. What does that mean, Jake? Put together a parlay. Don't put a lot of money on it. Go for it. And if a 10 leg somehow hits, you'll get double the winnings.
Yep.
Okay? But you do have to opt in for that. So download DraftKings, promo code Baton Rouge. Do all that. It's going to be a fun weekend to gamble with the DraftKings Sportsbook app. 21 or older must be physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Opt in and 10-plus leg required for 100% boost. Eligibility, wager, and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball. Terms licensing partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-426-2537. Some Ask the Bench. Brought by Cold Cruise Light Visit Hotel and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Suite. Who do you think's pitching tonight?
Gosh, I thought Ty Floyd until Ben came on. I'll still stick with Ty Floyd.
I think it should be Ty Floyd. I'll go Ty Floyd. Rivs?
I have no thoughts. Ty Floyd. Wait, I didn't hear the Ben thing. Why do you think?
Well, he made it reading through the line. Yeah, what did you
Almost
think?
like he felt like Skeens could because they want to get game one
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
Reading between the lines, it felt like
That makes
maybe there's something going on there.
Okay.
Ask the Bench. I don't think can I. Is that a dirty question?
I don't know where you are.
I don't know where you're at.
I don't know where you're at.
Who talks about their experience more? A person who got a vasectomy, a person who got LASIK, or a vegan?
Vegan, 1,000%.
I think I'd give it a run for my money.
The other two, but the other two go away where the vegan portion stays.
True,
So.
big true.
Forever.
That's true. That's a very salient point in terms of ending that. Also, I want to remind you, All-Star Toyota, right? For all your cars, new, used, you're just looking to rent for the weekend, go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. Ask the Bench, favorite way to eat shrimp? Fried.
Boiled.
Fried, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
I love boiled shrimp.
Really?
Oh, love them.
Yeah, I guess now. I don't know.
Fried shrimp, bro.
There's just such a different experience.
I don't like fried food like y'all.
They are two separate experiences.
My
you know?
favorite way to eat
like
shrimp.
Bubba said, very versatile.
I do like sitting down. It's kind of like eating crawfish. Like my dad would like boil shrimp, and they would just put them on a plate, and you peel them, and you eat them. Like it's like an experience. Whereas like if I'm going to a restaurant, like I probably would order fried.
I mean, honestly, it's a fried shrimp po' boy. It's probably the best that I like.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick here. Favorite donut. Go-to donut. And National Donut Day.
Cinnamon donut, like an old school cinnamon.
Oh wait,
donut.
we're talking brand or just like
No,
kind?
no, type.
Donut hole for sure, 100%.
Glaze. Just a classic melt in your mouth glaze.
Yep, that's how I feel about donut holes, the ones that melt.
Go Tigers!
OTB, OT.